this is John Rare. I would like to thank you for requesting this more of an updated story of Rare. People have often asked me to send them the DVD or sell them the DVD, and I didn't make any more copies after the original two sets were gone. But the good thing is, here on YouTube, I can provide it for everyone free. So, this is going to be a mixture of a few new interviews along with the old ones, plus matches that go along with some of the stories that was told on the original DVD. And I think I threw in a bonus interview that was actually only on a bonus disc that I sold at the Angel of Death tournament when I retired for the first time. And yes, I should have stayed retired, but hey, that's the way of life, right? So, on this opening segment, I just want to really bring up a lot of people are just now realizing how dominant of a figure I was apparently in the backyard. And obviously, I wasn't internet savvy back then, and internet wasn't as big in 2000, especially for me. And that's when my backyard career started, was like March 4th of 2000. My first backyard match. We did hardcore basketball prior to that, but my first backyard match was in March of 2000, and we have been weekly updating my channel with all these new releases that are obviously old as hell, but I have found a new fan base apparently on all of them. And one of the things that I just want to bring up is I would never trade my backyard career for anything. I would eliminate and erase my whole pro career before I would my backyard career. I am way more passionate about what I did in the backyard. Obviously, the pro was a little bit harder to accomplish what I did, and to say that I did it is still unbelievable. Carnage Cup winner, IWA Deep South Hall of Fame, Venom Hall of Fame. I held championships in 3 different states here in the South, and I am extremely happy with what I was able to do in the pro, but I was passionate and definitely loved my backyard career, from Illinois all the way here to Alabama. And a lot of the people, this is always something I love to bring up right here, is a lot of people said that, it was a dark stain on the wrestling business, the death match business, when I stabbed Spider Boudreaux at Carnage Cup 7. But anyone who knows the real story about why I even broke into independent wrestling in Alabama wouldn't even say that, because it was a whole idea of, I got found in the backyard by a group called Fake Wrestling. It was based out of Albertville, Alabama, but the show was actually in Jasper, Alabama. I think it was 2008, if I'm correct. But it literally stood for Farcical Athletic Kayfabe Exposure. It was a group basically trying to expose the business, all the secrets, all the, lies and everything about independent wrestling that we tried to, keep from the fans. This group was literally trying to expose everything to do with it. So why would they not come after John Rare, a backyard wrestler who was found off the internet? And obviously, one thing that stuck out about the backyard is I got recorded one time for Real TV, and that was like our first exposure for, TV back then. But Bryce Adams found us. We ended up having a couple training days with multiple people like Will Owens, Johnny Rage. Uh, Obviously, he was part of our group at the time. Now a dominant member of the wrestling community, Ace Haven. A lot of great talent, including Corey Hollis, who went to NXT ROH, was one of my original backyard guys in 2007, 2008. Oh, the backyard was extremely talented, and what I was able to produce and put out in from 2000 till I think my last backyard match was around 2011, maybe 2012, was unbelievable what I was able to do from a backyard career. And it brought exposure not just to me, but my guys, and gave plenty of us independent wrestling jobs throughout the Southeast and even bigger, like I mentioned, with NXT and ROH with Corey Hollis. And none of that would have been possible without, the right people noticing us, obviously the internet. And, a lot of hate came on me as well with my character being called Thumbtack Jack, which I based off of my, favorite wrestler back then, Mick Foley, and did not know, and I've mentioned this multiple times in different interviews, that there was a real Thumbtack Jack. And me and him actually discussed that at Carnage Cup 5, which I may mention later on in one of these older interviews. But that is just the intro to this new interview. All I'm saying is, you can't beat me. Death of John Rare. This is my very own documentary. Right here next to me, my old tag team partner with the new religion, Talon. This is going to be a DVD highlighting my early career before I ever made it big here in the indie circuit. So first we'd like to start off with the backyard career. A lot of backyard people don't like to highlight their backyard career, but I'm going to, because this is what got us noticed, got us a lot of calls. I started in a little town called Pittsburgh, Illinois. That's actually in Illinois. But me and my buddy was Randy Fetchler, I don't even remember what his last name is, but RJ. We'll just call him RJ. We were having an idea to do backyard wrestling. The parents really didn't approve of it, so we decided to do a hardcore basketball match. And apparently they approved of that. So we got 2 hardcore basketball matches out of the way, and eventually they let us do a wrestling match. This was back in 2000, March 25th. And I came out to some mediocre music, so did he. We had some fun, but I remember climbing on the barn, climbing on some high stuff, but the barn was the highest thing. And so my mom was like, "Junior, get off that barn!" So I jumped off the barn, literally, onto RJ. Could have broken my leg easy there, because it was a good 15, 20-foot barn. And that became a habit for me to be jumping off the barn all the time. And I backyard wrestled in Illinois from 2000 to 2006. Or actually 2005. We moved down here to Alabama in 2005. And in 2006, I met up with a guy named Mike Norris and his brother Jason Norris, and they were doing a backyard match, so I came over to film it. And eventually that match led to introducing Blake Allison, who is known as Goose, who eventually went on to wrestle for GCW and multiple other organizations. that brought in Big James, which went by Mayhem. Another guy we would like to call Lamo and Pyro. A huge amount of us went pro after we got trained eventually, but then we moved to a new location in Moody, Alabama. Actually, it was Leeds, Alabama. And we started getting huge there. We would have 10, 20 wrestlers coming out there, backyard wrestlers, and eventually we started getting crowds out there. Talon got introduced to us through, I think it was Blake himself introduced you to us.
Well, you and him both approached me at work.
At work. Yeah, we did. We approached you at work and we were like, what are you doing this weekend? Nothing. I'm like, you want to go backyard wrestling? And you were in for it. I remember the first time you came over to one of our parties, you were scared.
Yeah. It was a little different than the norm.
It was. You got introduced pretty quick and you were real talented. You got pushed quicker than anybody else ever did in the backyard except maybe Phil Payne, a.k.a. Trey Tarleton. And you won the title really quick, actually. You won it before Mike Norris did. Really made Mike Norris mad. And you were one of the main instigators, you and Goose, for the MYK Screwjob.
Oh, good days.
So for the first time on camera, I'm going to admit I knew about it, Mike. My bad.
Sorry, Mike.
But this all led to a guy named Terry Teague calling from the Mud Tavern, and Terry's gay. But he called us up and said that he's seen our footage online. I went by a character called Thumbtack Jack, and at the time I didn't know there was a pro wrestler named that at the time. And when I found that out, I did change my name to Mad Jack. But we got introduced up at the Mud Tavern. We were in a group of about 5 guys, I would say. Me, you, Big James, that other really big guy, I can't remember his name, and there was another small guy. Yeah. And we all went through hell on training. All of us had to take like 5 or 6 chops from each other before we ever could get in the ring.
Big James chopped you in the throat.
Big James chopped me in the throat instead of the chest. Good one, Big James. And we ended up going to the Mud Tavern that night, expecting to wrestle. Me and you was expecting to wrestle because we had backyard training at the time, and we had to pay, of course, for the training, pay to get in, and they said we were going to have a match and get paid that night. We didn't get our match, and we obviously didn't get paid. And I remember Wild Bill Hickok was the old man there watching us.
Yeah.
And he liked us, but we still just didn't get to do it. I know they literally beat the hell out of us that night.
Hell after the show.
Yeah, after the show, they got us back in the ring. We trained again. They beat the hell out of us. The one thing I learned that day was tuck your neck, tuck your chin. You got to do that because I was fucked up. Me and you were driving back from Coleman, and both of us was like, "You want to do this next week?" And both of us like, "Fuck no."
Yeah.
And that was our first glimpse into the pro atmosphere. And it took us about another year before we got a call from Bryce Adams, who ran Fake Wrestling. And through some training courses with Will Owens, I believe Johnny Rage was out there one time. He didn't do much training, but he was out there just giving us pointers.
Yeah.
And then the third time or the second time, I don't remember who was really training, Will Owens rented the ring to Bryce, and Bryce didn't pay the man. So that gave us all bad names really quick. Even we didn't have nothing to do with it. We were just out there training. He didn't pay him. And Will still remembers it to this day. He was on one of the last LXW shows I was on, and he reminded me about it. But through these training courses, it was determined that I was going to become the first fake heavyweight champion, which for me was cool as hell, but on a promoter standpoint, it's horrible decision making to make this guy's first pro match be the heavyweight champion. And when the fake show came up, he booked Elix Skipper, a lot of huge names, Ted Allen, rest in peace, Action Mike Jackson, who, for on the record, if you want to put asses in the seat, you get Action Mike Jackson. But on a personal note, I hate the fucker.
this night, Bryce did not have the money ready. He was waiting to pay everybody on the seats, and that didn't happen. We maybe had 10 people there that night. Elix Skipper drove all the way from, I think it was Marietta, Georgia. He didn't get paid. So he literally took the fake championship, which was $2,000-$3,000 championship. It was an extremely nice championship. He took the title for payment, and Bryce still has not received the title back. He's tried to pay him. I'll buy it from you, Elix, if you contact me. But on to the next one. We go to, this was my first show working with Action Mike Jackson. So he's seen this show. He was having a show the next week, same town. He invited all of the backyard crew up there, literally. Me, Sketch, all of us. We had a main event battle royal to determine the first Alliance heavyweight champion. And it was determined, yet again, I would win the championship. But I cheated to win. The commissioner came in, stripped me of the title immediately, and that led to a show in Lineville, Alabama, where we would redecide the BWA champion again, which it was the Bama Wrestling Alliance Championship, which Phil Payne went on to win. He beat me, or I beat him in a singles match that night. He won the Battle Royal, and he won that. And me and Phil would feud for almost a year, going to every little town here in Alabama with Jackson, pretty much put on the same match, just different town. He beat me for like a year straight. It felt like 100 matches. It wasn't that many, but it felt like it. But then that would lead to a lot of indie shows. You was on one of these shows where you thought you almost broke your neck with a spinning neck breaker. We were in separate locker rooms that night. After the match, Action Mike Jackson comes back there and he's like, I think Talon broke his neck. He said he can't do the Battle Royal. And I didn't even know anything was really wrong with you. You got up, you were sluggish, but you were still moving. And I remember the first thing I thought of was like, Talon's going to make me look like shit in front of these guys. And that was selfish of me because I should have been like, is he okay? And the first thing I was like, God damn it, Talon. And I've always, especially back in the original days, I could say that I was a really selfish and a very arrogant person to be where I was at. I was pushed way too quick. And you know me, from backyard to pro, my goal was every show I wanted to be the best. I wanted to have the best match. Even if I was the nobody on these cards with like Buff Bagwell. I got in the ring with Buff Bagwell. He lit me the fuck up with those chops. And after the match, he was like, thank you, man. Half the people in WCW didn't want to take those damn things. And I was just like, what could I do? Thank you, man. And then Bull Buchanan, got in there with him, and Bull is so freaking huge. If you've never seen Bull Buchanan's hands, he'll wrap them around your head, literally. And ask One Man Crew that. Shoot. Watch it online. The One Man Crew, Bull Buchanan shoot. I was there. But after that, we toured a lot. Me and you actually had a show where we were going to deliver a ring to Georgia for Peach State Wrestling. We had car trouble, axle trouble. I mean, everything that could go wrong on this went wrong. And this is what tarnished me and Jackson's friendship, our relationship here. I was supposed to deliver the ring that night to this show, and one of the Demolition Boys was on it. I believe it was going to be Axe. I think it was Axe. But we couldn't make it to the show, and I had to call them and tell them we can't deliver the ring. And we're like 3-4 hours to ring time. And, he's ballistic, and he's so stupid, he was like, can't you go to Walmart and replace it? I'm like, it's an axle. You can't just go to Walmart and fix this. Yeah. And, I apologized a million times to him, but it didn't work out. That never ended. And throughout a lot of the indie shows that me and you went to, we went to SAWE. One thing that was bad for my career because it built my head up too damn big is people would bring me into their shows and I would beat their people. Me and you tagged, we would go into other people's shows and beat their champions. We would win. we fought sickness in a 2 out of 3 series, and we whooped them 2 of the series.
Yep.
They finally won 1, but we went into their organization and beat them. And it's a bad thing for promoters to do this. And I can say the same thing. I was a horrible promoter early on. Is you push the wrong people. I was pushed to the main event when I should have been the curtain caller. And it didn't change my attitude because I still wanted to be the best. I always wanted MVP. I would be literally pissed if I messed up in the ring. If I messed up a spot, you would know it because you wouldn't find me in the back usually. I'd be outside pissed off. And that was one of my biggest pet peeves is if I messed up, I was just, delirious.
Yeah.
You could do it, I'd forgive you, I didn't care. But me messing up was just pissy. I couldn't stand it. Me and you got the opportunity to curtain call one of the biggest deathmatch tournaments in the South, Carnage Cup. Carnage Cup 5, me and you were going to face each other. We had some weapons laid out. I was going to take most of them because you really didn't do death matches. You got into them a little bit, but we really didn't have a lot planned, but we were going to fucking do it. We were going to do it.
It's a good match.
And then Kevin Brandon, the owner of IWA Deep South, I've said this on another DVD, but he came to us, I don't have the room, man. There's not enough time. So we were pissed. I was absolutely pissed. And despite what everyone thinks, me and Kevin haven't always been friends. Our relationship started pretty shitty because Carnage Cup 5, that literally pissed me off. My ring almost didn't make it there because of the rain. We didn't get to wrestle. We had fun as hell though that night. I remember our voices being gone by the end of the night. We had fun. But 1 year later, Carnage Cup 6, I was booked on Wrestle Birmingham. They asked me to come do Carnage Cup 6. I couldn't. I was supposed to wrestle Brad Armstrong that night. Brad Armstrong no-showed because he didn't want to work for Linda Marks, who shorted me money that night. But I ended up wrestling Ted Allen, which was a good highlight of my career. Really enjoyed that. Hated the match afterwards because I thought I did shitty. But I was a Vega gimmick. And another thing, a lot of people don't know, they were like, where did John Ware come from real quick? I did the Vega gimmick for probably about 2 years with Jackson, wrestling in Georgia, Alabama. And the Vega gimmick got over real well. Jackson was going to put me over as the Southern Junior Heavyweight Champion, but he never did. And I call him a hypocrite on this because he was one of the first people who kind of brought me down when he said, these titles don't mean nothing to me anymore. That's what Jackson said. That title means everything to me. I worked my ass off for this. I worked my ass off for the LXW Championship. And for a veteran to tell me those championships aren't worth shit really pissed me off. He said he was there for the money. I've worked free shows. I couldn't tell you how many times. ACW. There's 5 ACWs, but we wrestled for a damn hot dog at ACW while a guy outside was giving a blowjob to get on the damn show. Foster. Don't shoot on me for that, but you got to earn your place in these shows, and for people to say this stuff don't mean nothing, this trophy means the world to me. Almost killed me getting the damn trophy. And that really downed my spirits, but Jackson did help me out. He helped get me up to the level where I needed to be. And then here soon, we got another call from Kevin saying IWA Deep South was having another show called Southern Discomfort. And I agreed to it. Big James gave me the booking, actually. Big James said, Kevin wants you. I didn't have nothing going on that weekend, so I agreed to it. So my backyard career from 2000 to 2008 was most of my training. I did other training, but us doing that every Saturday, Sunday, some of those Thursday night shows that we did literally, I know I did 1,000 matches. I've literally got the records at the house. I know I did 1,000 some damn matches. Me and you did the Inferno match. I remember catching you on fire for the first time.
That was interesting.
And anything, and you actually started the whole Jason mask that I wear. You were Jason Jr. for years. You actually did Jason Jr. in pro shows as well. But I ended up wearing that hockey mask. I wore it out there because you were out there during Carnage Cup. And this is a personal question. Will you ever clean up a Carnage Cup again?
No, I will never clean up the Carnage Cup ever again.
He thought it was a good idea to get in free to clean up, and that would equal out. You should have just paid the $10, $15.
Yeah.
He had to work his ass off at Carnage Cup 7. And before you know it, he was pissed. It was funny, but you were pissed. He was redder than ever. You can see him handing in the razor board table.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't have a suntan. He's fucking Irish. He was just pissed. True story. Is there anything you want to add about the me and you being on the road? You're getting paid big money to be here. Insight.
I mean, you've covered everything.
What about the time you ripped your pants?
I never ripped my pants.
That ain't what Big James said.
Oh.
Well, either way, Talon, thank you for being here. the Angel of Death again. This is my guest, Shady Jane, Sheena Alexander, my wife. I'm bringing you on here to really expose some of my past. You've been there from the beginning, 2001, I believe, we got together. So you only missed about a year of my backyard career up till now. So my first pro show that was for Kevin ended up being IWA Deep South Southern Discomfort. I wrestled Dusty McWilliams, Cornerstone, and Phil Macchio in a 4-way death match. And it was co-main event. We went before the IWA champion Freak Show and Cody Kruger. And it was a good death match. Ended up having razor wire wrapped around my head. Got pinned. Had to be taken to the back to get it cut out by Johnny Rage. But I remember one thing that Freak Show said. He was like, now we got to follow that shit. Because he knew we just put on a hellacious show. And, you know, that was, to me, that was just a show of respect from Show. Because he knew what we did out there was really fucking good. But you were one of the main people who would bring up the selling out part. Because when I was a backyard person, I remember our first show that me and you went to down here was actually a Wrestle Birmingham show.
Yeah.
At the Zamora Shrine Temple.
That was in 2004.
We moved down here in 2005. But,
Okay, so it was 2005.
okay. I believe it was me, you, Blake Allison, and my cousin Mindy, right? Because we had free tickets.
Yeah.
Main event was a cage match. And my whole aspect of the show was, it was shitty. I was disappointed in it. And I was like, pro wrestling in this area is just trash. I hated it. And that's what led me to say I wouldn't sell out. I wouldn't go pro.
I would have to say I was inspired when I did wrestling by Daphne.
Yes,
Daphne was good.
Daphne was one of the best that Wrestle Birmingham had to offer during our time of being down here before she eventually moved on to TNA at the time. And you always would ask, why did I sell out? Money? No, because there's no money in the damn indie
Money,
circuits.
brotherhood. Is it easier for you?
It's not
Respect.
easier. It's not easier than backyard. I'll tell you that. Backyard sucks. I did it for too damn long. There is a brotherhood in wrestling. It's not as tight as some people thinks it is. Because there's a lot of people fighting for their own spot on the show. They'll be your friend to your face and shoot you in the back. And it's just it's a fact. And
So basically it's based around competition now.
it is. It is nothing but competition. They can be your friend, but same as me and Talon. If me and Talon was on a show, I want to go out there and do better than him. It's not because I don't like him, but I want that spot. I want that main event. If, like Steve Austin said a long time ago, if you're not in the business to be the champion, then what the fuck are you doing in the business? But then you have to realize when you're in this spot to be the champion, when it's your time and when it's your time to show respect to that next person in line and give your spot up. It don't mean that you're not going to get that spot back, but if someone's waiting for you to give your spot, you should respect them for that if they've earned it. I never earned my spot for years, but I was given everything, handed everything. I remember a show in Haleyville where me and a skinny guy climbed a pole. I fell off the pole. We actually both fell off. I got up, I went back down. You had to take me to the hospital that night. I ended up being in a boot for 2 weeks or so. Had to walk on crutches. I went back to work on crutches. And I was still stalking while I was at work. Best stalker ever, Fred Motley. But the indie circuit is rough. Injuries are rough. You've been with me through a lot of injuries. So then we come to Carnage Cup 7. You didn't know some of these spots that me and Spider were going to do. All you knew is that we had razors, we had needles, the mega push pins.
I didn't want to know.
You didn't want to know. You run anytime you see anything like this now, but the razors were no big deal to me. Me and you did a barefoot thumbtack match in the backyard. Me and you did a barbed wire massacre match where, and this is true, where Real TV, the series Real TV came out and filmed us that day. And all the guys were giving their best that day because these guys were out there filming us. And we weren't like any other backyard fed that I know about here in Alabama. Especially, we would have 1, 2, 3 cameras going at a time. And we were doing this show, and these guys just show up from Real TV wanting to film us. And for us, all of us stepped up our game. I remember Talon and Bullet, Andrew Adams, they were like, oh, we got to do this. Like, I hogged it because I made sure my match was first, and I believe that was me and you. Mm-hmm. I believe me and you went on first for them.
Barbed wire pit match.
Barbed wire pit. Ended up getting a huge gash in my arm or rib, I can't remember. But everybody the rest of the day was stepping it up because these guys were filming for TV. And I don't know if it ever got on TV. It may have, it may not. I don't even know if there's a way to look it up. But go back to Carnage Cup 7. I stabbed Spider. And easily that could be misinterpreted for manslaughter, attempted murder. I mean, all kinds of shit got brought up after this show. And me and him put on a hellacious match. He put me over being a new guy. Scared of him at first because Kevin did nothing but say how if you don't hit him, he'll kill you. You got to be rough with Spider. You got to beat the shit out of him, which he was right. You got to. Went on to fight Neil Diamond Cutter in the second round, second Exorcist death match. I believe I stole the match. I ended up losing. Pinky Sanchez went on to win Carnage Cup 7. And to this day, I still think I should have won Carnage Cup 7. I came in that show blazing hot out of nowhere. And it's nothing against Pinky, but like what I did on that show, it would have been perfect for me to win it. Now, if I would have won Carnage Cup 7, I probably wouldn't have won Carnage Cup 10. So it was a good thing that things didn't happen because Neil Diamond Cutter ended up not even making it to do the finals all the way. And Neil Diamond Cutter was the original winner of Carnage Cup 7. He was supposed to have won, but he couldn't continue. So Pinky won over Matt Tremont. And this led to a few quick shows with Robbie Vio in Munford, where I wrestled Acid and my bud Talon for the Next Era Hardcore Championship. Immediately, of course, they put the championship on me. And that led to a feud with me and Talon in Munford with a bunch of hardcore matches. And to this day, Talon still has never beat me. Just throwing that out there. But after these shows, Kevin was front row at the all the shows saying, Angel of Death! Angel of Death! Pretty much in the same voice. This led to WrestlePalooza, IWA's next show. He immediately threw me in the main event for the IWA title against Freak Show. But I didn't take no one's word, but everyone had bad feelings this day. Sloppy J felt bad afterwards. Michael Ray Frog had bad feelings about this day. There was a lot of bad... it was just in the atmosphere this day that something bad was going to happen. I ended up fracturing my leg in half, splintering it, cracked the bone up, broke my hip. It took 2 screws, 1 rod to put everything back together. And for only 6 months, I would say 6, 7 months, I was out of the ring. We got a call for Carnage Cup 7. No, Carnage Cup 8. Kevin wanted me back in the ring. I took the booking, and let me go back on WrestlePalooza. When I broke my leg, I was on the floor And I called Freak Show out there, the guy I was supposed to wrestle that night, and I told him I would be back before Carnage Cup and I was going to wrestle him. So on the floor, I already made my mind up that I was coming back. Pissed you off. You were irate.
Well, I knew I knew that you have a passion for wrestling and that you were going to go back to it. I knew it. But, back then, it was at the point where we were going to lose a lot of stuff if, you just went back. Because you could be sitting in a wheelchair, like the doctor said. If that rod, or you hit that rod any more time, you won't be able to walk again. And, I was looking at the bigger picture of the future. And that's why I got upset is when you said you were going to go back.
And me and you went through a real rough time. We went through about a year, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I still wrestled. You hated it. Me and my friends...
I hated it, but I still supported it.
You supported it. Me and my friend Talon ended up getting bookings at a small organization called SAWE. Bryant Woods and Spider Boudreaux called us up there to do a few workout matches. We actually came in and me and Talon demolished them on their first show as newcomers. The second week we did another match, came out there, destroyed them again. This set up for a 2 out of 3 fall death match. And Spider and them eventually won that. Freak Show actually was the referee for this death match. That match has actually never been released on DVD. I've got it somewhere, so maybe one day we'll release that. But that was my workout till we got to Carnage Cup 8, which was at Donna's Barn in northern Alabama. Can't think of the actual town, but we went through our rough stretch. Me and you did a lot of backyard matches. I busted you open on your birthday.
Wedding reception.
We had a wrestling match for our wedding reception. Backyard matches, of course. My buddy Adam Davis, who absolutely hated Big James's wife during training, we'll say that. He busted you open with a Mountain Dew bottle or Pepsi bottle, and the first thing I thought about was getting a picture.
Mm-hmm. And we got that picture.
We got the picture. Didn't worry about if she was okay. I got the picture. And I've always had a passion for this intense atmosphere, the backyard to the pro. For at least a year, I would say, we were doing pro matches on Friday night or Saturday night, and we were doing backyard on Sunday. Now, at this time, a lot of the people done spread it out. We were doing pro. Blake got in with GCW, I believe. Mm-hmm. Corey Hollis ended up going to multiple organizations, now ROH. Corey was a backyarder, people. There's a lot of us that went to a lot of places. The backyard built us really strong, actually. And through our relationships, it just made a lot of us stronger. Some of us fell apart, hated each other. We've all got into it with each other, except maybe me and Talon. I don't think me and Talon's ever beefed over nothing, really. Me and Blake, of course, had our falling out a few times, multiple times. But we were the Rare Brothers. The only team that ever beat me in a tag team match was actually the Sickness. For years, from 2007 till 2014, I was undefeated in tag matches. My first pro match was a tag match with it was me and Sean Rare, which is Goose, against Phil Payne and Klepto. Can't remember Klepto's real name, but I'm sending it out there. We beat them on a show called Fake. But this led up to some interesting future shows. So I'd like to thank you, Shady, my wife. Thank you for everything you've done for me. And my next guest, Michael Frog Ray.
He hits like a girl.
Frog making a lot of threats towards Shady Jane, claiming to, I quote, beat up her udders and milk her so Old Mustard can get nutrients. I'm not sure what that means. I don't think we're actually allowed to really show that to a public crowd in Alabama, but
I'll buy 10 copies.
sales should go through the roof. This is a garbage can and frying pans tag team match. There's a lot of weapons in
Frog
the
and Old
garbage
Mustard
pan.
playing rock, paper, scissors to see who goes in first.
Beats a coin toss. Looks like Frog's going to be in first. As I was saying, lots of weapons in the garbage can there. Frying pans, cookie sheets. It's like
Frog
Black
going for
America. Black America starting off the other team.
Frog has a shield now.
Black America looks like a sizable opponent. Very fit. Looks like a lot of ring presence, but I don't care how strong you are. Metal to the face is metal to the face.
Fit can't beat hardcore.
Frog now taking it to Black America. Shots to the ribs.
Frog locking him up with a rolling DDT.
This is the third match of Frogs I've been able to call, and he shows improvement every time. Honestly, his ring presence has improved. Looks like he's throwing the tag out to Old Mustard now. Black America can't believe it. Mustard's content to stay in the corner.
Mustard don't want to get in there and get hurt.
Mustard honestly looks a little frightened.
You also don't have to worry about Dustin Williams this time.
No, honestly, Dustin McWilliams throwing him on his back the last time. Mustard probably relieved he doesn't have to worry about that threat now. Black America completely out of it from the assault from Frog, and Mustard is in now, ready to put all his training to good use.
Mustard showing off the crab dance.
Now seeming a little hesitant here. Honestly, one of the few times I've actually seen Mustard the opportunity to go one-on-one with someone, and it's not anybody he should take lightly.
This is going to be just as bad as a plunder buffet.
Mustard with the crab dance and slams him in the corner, utilizing that beach training. Repeated blows to Black America with the garbage can lid.
The lid's probably the most versatile weapon. It can be a shield, as shown on the dog, or it can be a weapon.
Driving the trash can, full of weapons, mind you, into the head of Black America. Needs to get a tag off to Shady Jane if he can. He's really taken a lot of abuse from Frog and Old Mustard. They've really gotten the better of him in the first half of this contest.
Interesting enough, that garbage can is actually his current home.
Is it now?
Yeah. He just crawls his head into it at the end of a night in an alleyway, and he's protected from all the elements of the alley.
I wonder what he pays a month on that.
It's free. Hence a hobo.
It's homeless rights. Oh, Mustard distracted. Oh, Black America taking advantage now. Mustard letting the crowd get the better of him there. Now on the opposite side of a relentless assault from Black America. Not showing a lot of patience for the official. Black America eager to return the favor from earlier.
Old Mustard wants out of here. He is just getting beat up.
No, he's not. He's impervious. He can't feel a thing. Drop toe hold. Mustard is flattened in the middle of the
His
ring.
shoe was taken off with that drop toe.
Black America now. What's he got in mind here? Going up top.
He's going to drive his shoe into his face.
Indeed. Drives it into the skull of Mustard. Mustard doesn't look like he knows where he is. Not looking very impervious right now. With the hands of Black America. Black America forcing the shoe into the face of Old Mustard.
Appeasing all the fans that are yelling for it.
Frog rallying the crowd behind his old buddy, Old Mustard.
That's a good setup for a trash can.
Absolutely. Mustard probably needs to get a tag to Frog, get himself composed here. It's not going to be good for
He needs to
him.
just reverse this.
Flips him to the far corner. Mustard with a reversal.
Just like that.
Black America goes careening into the metal, and down he goes.
Returning the favor with that
Putting that horrible, nasty shoe in the face of Black America. Finally tagging in Shady Jane. Shady Jane's been eager to get into this contest from the beginning. Getting Mustard off his feet. Mustard now careens over to his corner for a tag.
That was a tag. That was a legal tag. It's Frog now, but he can't even get in the ring.
Jane very overeager. Referee allowing Frog to enter the ring now. Jane is very anxious to get her hands on Frog about all the verbal abuse.
Frog going to town with a kendo stick.
Indeed, taking advantage of Shady Jane's overeager nature, getting
That
the better
Flair
of her
strut
now.
in there.
Frog humiliating Shady Jane in the ring in front of the entire crowd. She's had enough. Massive shot to the face with a garbage can lid.
I think she should probably tag in Black America.
Frog is out of it. Mustard is livid. Shady Jane now with the kendo stick. The tag to Black America. Frog has no idea what's coming.
Looks like a kid in a candy store.
Indeed, taking his time to savor the moment, delivering blow after blow to the back of Frog. Low blow from Frog.
And that is legal in this match.
Frog resorting to dirty tactics to get the better of Black America.
Looks like old Mustard might be ready to be tagged back in.
Mustard in the corner now. Frog delivering blow after blow to Black America. Lifts him up.
Drops him down hard.
Falls back with what looks like sort of a Moximoan drop. Black America laid out. Drives the steel from that cookie sheet into the face.
Old Mustard coming in the match now.
Black America trying to compose himself in his corner. Mustard with a shot from the cookie sheet. And again.
And that's a good tactic to change your partners while your opponent's dazed, doesn't even realize what's happening.
Absolutely. They're not. I'm seeing some really good tag team chemistry from Frog and Old Mustard. Frequent tags.
Frog
Good
just
team,
got
man.
handed a chair.
Indeed he did. Frog lurking in the corner of the chair now. Mustard delivering blow after blow to the chest of Black America. Black America had enough now. Puts him in the corner. Returns the favor with repeated palm strikes to the chest of Mustard. Puts Mustard to the far side. Mustard finally meets the steel.
Only had to go home someday.
Actually, I guess that can's more like aluminum. I've never seen a steel garbage can nowadays.
Metal still hurts no matter what for.
Black America now. Looks like he's getting ready to deliver the abuse. Oh, bringing the can down on the sternum of Mustard. And again.
Using Mustard to dent the can.
Frog now biding his time. Black America's going up top now. High risk maneuver. Mustard needs to do something.
Rid the can in between them.
Frog rather shaking the ropes and bringing Black America down on the turnbuckle.
See, they're buddies. He's not going to let anything happen to Mustard.
Mustard delivering the abuse to Black America, and he is down off the turnbuckle. Mustard probably needs to get the tag to Frog while he can. He sustained a huge amount of abuse at the hands of Black America from that garbage can. Shady Jane in now.
Mustard's ready to get some.
At least he was. The kendo stick in the hand of Shady Jane now. Mustard now rather hesitant to take on the clown.
Well, she dropped it.
Jane now knows she's got Mustard right where she wants him. Hooks him in.
Suplex onto the kendo stick.
Nice. Mustard feeling the effects of that. Grasping at the back. Finally with the tag to Frog.
Frog needs to get in there and end this real quick.
Frog now stalling for time. Knowing that she's been waiting a while to really deliver a lot of punishment to him. not over eager to engage the clown.
But he seems confident.
Indeed, he does. Doesn't seem to take the clown very seriously. Hooks her with a stiff kidney shot. Mustard giving him the chair. Looks like this is the moment he may have been waiting for. Stiff shot to the head and good shot. Good Lord. 2 and 3. One last act of defiance from Frog right before taking the shot from Black America to get the 3 count.
John Rare again, sitting next to the man himself, Michael Frog Ray.
Hello, folks. Nice to be here.
How's business, Frog?
Everything's great. Stay busy all the time, doing everything we got to do. Band's still going. Trying to get Birmingham Hardcore back out there.
Wait a minute, what's the name of that band again?
Justify the Scars, like you know them. They were at Carnage Cup 8. You got jealous of them. We'll probably talk about that a little bit. It's a lot of hate here between him and my success. Go ahead.
I didn't really get jealous, you messed up a riff.
No, that was Pondo. He jumped up there and singing Fuck Smooth.
Fuck Smooth. Well, y'all kind of look alike, you know? You and Pondo. Madman Pondo, that is.
For you and his little girl wrestler that his girlfriend look a lot alike. So
I do not look like Mary Bridges.
it'd be good because she's actually accomplished something. Go ahead.
What are these little plastic trophies you got here?
I brought these down here since you had your, you usually have that little toy belt, the one that had race cars on it and stuff, and Cannon Brandon, whatever his name is. Now you got this here. I think you got that off some kind of website or something. And this trophy here that you got for beach wrestling. I brought my son's trophies in here. I want everybody to see them and stuff. These are my accomplishments. I raised pretty cool little kids, Ron Burgundy. Jerry, come over here for 1 second. This is my son. Real quick, I just want to get this out of the way. This is my son. One of your first original fans, like young fans. You remember seeing John Rare at Carnage Cup 7, Pinky Sanchez and all that?
Yeah,
Who
he
was-
got beat.
Who was your favorite wrestler there?
Pinky.
Pinky, yeah.
He really was.
All right there. That's John. There he is. Look at the cameras I had.
Hey,
Okay.
John Rare always disappoints me.
What has Pinky done since Carnage Cup?
Well, he has a podcast that he does a lot up in New York. He runs a wrestling school up
Let's
there.
get on Carnage Cup 8
Okay.
now.
Uh-huh.
What happened? This was my returning match with Spider, Carnage Cup 8. We were going to do the Saw 2, but first I had to make it through Madman Pondo.
Right.
You did my intro.
Fish-
Fish hook boards and fish hook bats, fish hook barbed wire.
Right.
Everything was fish hooked.
Right.
Fish hook ladder.
Right.
And
Rubber fish hooks. Go ahead.
real fish hooks.
Real fish hooks. Go ahead.
I was climbing the ladder. Pondo was climbing the ladder.
Right.
Phil Macchio came out there.
The Karate Kid.
Karate Kid. He bought his way. Helped me win. I don't
Right.
know if you remember that.
I do remember the match. I remember a lot of blood. There's a real squeamish match, a lot of fish hooks and stuff. I didn't want to do that shit because you got, God knows what kind of hepatitis is, X, WC, on that ring stuff. You guys just roll around in that shit. But go ahead, sorry.
You were at Donna's eating.
I was not at Donna's.
You
I was
were at Donna's eating.
I was at Donna's Barn.
That's a restaurant. That's what I'm talking about.
Getting my band's merch guy off the table who was passed out drunk. So what I was doing, and I bought a Les Paul at an auction for 20
That's
bucks.
why they messed up my intro.
Go ahead.
That's why I nailed you over the head with the chair.
Yeah.
Y'all got paid good money to be there, right?
It's a sucker punch. Let's get that out of the way first of all. I was sitting there rooting for you because you're from the same hometown as me. And would you not say it was a sucker punch?
You were looking directly kind of at me.
Saying, let's go, John. Let's go. Let's go. Right in the head, out cold, embarrassed. Go ahead.
You at least rolled on a blanket.
There was a blanket there for some reason. I'll give you that.
I don't know why the blanket was there, but you did roll on the blanket.
I don't like gravel.
Justify these scars. They grabbed you. They started trying to love on you. They
Yeah.
really helped you out. They watered you.
They're my brothers. They look out for me.
Well,
Just
where were they when you got hit with the damn chair?
watching me get hit with a
Okay.
chair. We have brutal shows. It's a punk rock band. And, you know, it's just like when I saw you snap your little twig leg at that show, I went down there and looked at you and stuff. I mean, it's just taking care of somebody. Actually, in real life, I love him to death, but he's an asshole.
You were one of the only people to come see me in the hospital.
I was. I came
You,
in.
Kevin,
Remember the music that was playing? It was sad, like soap opera music.
Yeah.
Told you that it was okay, you go into the light.
My wife put that music on.
Yeah, I kept telling you go into the light.
I didn't understand that at all.
He wasn't dying. It was like a wish. But speaking of your wife, by the way, who was here before me, and she had some kind of comment. First, I'll get to that. You put us in a ring together, me and my tag team partner, Old Mustard, at Birmingham Hardcore Wrestling, right there. Me and this gentleman, co-owners of that. And I know there's been a lot of hatred towards me from Shady Lane, and because I hit her in the crotch very hard, right in the cooter hole, with a chair.
Yeah, thanks for that. It was like a week.
I know y'all been trying to have a child. I don't want to get into personal stuff, but I'm not saying anything. But it could be that chair shot, because it rang out like the Liberty Bell on her cooter hole. Yeah. Okay. Where were we at? Carnage Cup something.
I hit you with the chair.
Yeah.
You rolled onto the blanket.
Right. I was out.
You were out.
You hit me right in the temple.
Yeah.
It hurt.
And y'all played. I think. Did y'all even play any more music that night?
I got back up. I'm a pretty sturdy guy. I got a lot of camel fat on me, so I got back up. But I got you back later on. Even though I did help you win a match against Hickety Hoppity.
Brian Woods.
That's
That's the next show. That match was actually called Extreme Warfare. We were back in Sylacauga, Alabama, where I broke my leg at. At this point, coming off of a real shitty performance at Carnage Cup. I say it was real shitty. Everyone said Saw 2 was good. I hated it. But everyone kind of started hating on me then. They didn't like me. They didn't want me in the ring anymore. I was in there with Spider's protege, Brian Woods, in a...
Beast.
The Beast, Brian Woods, in a razor board match. A bunch of razors, basically.
Tax, too.
Probably some tacks.
From the match before. Go ahead.
Can't remember this too far back.
Yeah.
But you got jealous of me in the ring. You remember that?
Yeah, I didn't like you, and I was already signing autographs, just sitting there with my jacket, or stuff. Go ahead. Sorry.
But you got jealous. You got in the ring.
Right.
Rolled.
When I got in the ring,
You did a rolling thunder, basically, into the ring.
When I got in the ring, a tack went about 9 inches into my knee, and I couldn't move my knee.
What kind of fucking tack was that?
They called it a fucking safari tack. They use it in West Africa. It's well known, the thumbtack jack, the real thumbtack jack, not the copy. He used to use them all the time when he used to fight, I forget who, Wahoo McDaniel, back in Centerpoint,
Okay.
Alabama. And I had one in my knee, but then I got up and I pelted your head like I was hitting a water bed, something like this. Your head just kept bouncing and everybody. The place exploded. You got to at least give me that.
You had a few chances, but then Brian.
Sounded like a Metallica concert. Sort of sounded like. Go ahead.
Maybe-
Frog.
Maybe
frog.
the-
Y'all can do it now. Frog. Go ahead.
Maybe the Rats were cheering for you.
I don't know. I know Mustard was happy. And by the way, Mustard's not here today because he's at home taking care of a neck. He got his neck hurt last night.
Whatever. Tuberculosis Johnny finally got a hold of him, and y'all don't want to admit it.
But here he is right now if you want to see him. There's Mustard right there. Hey, Mustard. But anyway, I beat on your head.
And then Brian grabbed you, and you started like waving your arms scared.
Well, I didn't know what it was. I thought I was in some kind of nightmare or something. This guy grabs me from behind. I get up. He's 7'1", and he tells me, "This is my match. This is my match. This ain't your match. It's not your match. It's my match." I was like, "All right, man. All right." Then he started beating me in the fucking head. No, I hit him with the chair first. I saw the chair because I remember Show's wife yelling, "You better hit him if you're going to hit him." So I knocked the shit out of him. Then he beat me down. I was hurting my son, crying, "Daddy." And I was just getting in the ring because you'd sucker punch me with a chair. I was just trying to, do what I had to do, and I got beat up by him, knocked out of the ring. But then you roll over, and I pretty much gave you that match. So pretty much everything up to this point was nothing. I gave him a match, and now people know who John Rare is because of me.
You remember the slow speed chase that you gave me outside the ring?
No, I do not, but I heard that some of the commentators talked about it. I'm not a racer. I'm more of a hitter. I get close and I pound, ground and pound.
The commentators really gave you hell. They were like, "Watch out, John, he's coming." And then they panned to you.
Yeah.
And, it did look like they were pausing it as you were walking.
Right.
But, you almost got me. I'll admit it. You almost got me.
Right. I'm not real quick. I got years of jiu-jitsu training and stuff, years of football, years of all kind of tattooing, just sitting in a chair. My knees are fucked up.
Okay, so after this show, a lot of heat. Everybody's hating on me now.
Right.
Kevin says, we're going to do Cage of Carnage. He calls and tells me, gives me a date, and maybe about a week or 2 weeks later, this is all unreleased information, he calls me back and says he's taking me off of the show because the fans ain't behind me and he's worried about my health, my leg. You know, he's worried about me. So, instead of me being more worried about my safety and my health, I got pissed off. He took me off of the show. And I see what he was coming from.
Right.
A lot of heat coming off of me. People were worried about me and my leg.
Well, they want you to walk.
They wanted me to walk again correctly, but they took me off, or he took me off, pissed me off naturally. I got a call from Randy Eppertson, a guy running American Championship Wrestling number 6, another American Championship. He put me in a TLC match with
Tender love with care.
tables, ladders, chairs.
Okay.
He put me in a TLC match with Talon, Spider, Robbie Vio, J Impact, the Demon Master, Wes Crow,
What's correct?
and I think that's about it. And Phil Payne. Phil Payne got involved in it. So it was a ladder match to determine the hardcore championship of
He's from
America.
Leeds, right?
Yeah, Phil Payne's from Leeds.
Leeds. Greenway. Go ahead. Sorry.
Did they win?
Keith Etheridge has won, I think, 3 state championships in football in the last few years, averaging about 11 wins a year. He's an American hero. Go ahead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, I went on to this show with a real chip on my shoulder because people saying that I can't do stuff really pisses me off.
Yeah.
I went on to the show. We killed the match. The TLC was killer. Spider ended up winning the championship.
I like Spider.
And Spider is one of the greatest workers in the Indies, period. He's willing to pit anybody over. He works his ass off. He pits anybody over as long as it makes sense. He understands the business aspect of this business.
He's a teddy bear.
Yeah. Especially in the back. So after this show, maybe 2 days later, Kevin calls me up again.
Hey, John.
Hey, John. You are back on the show. It's going to be you, Bryant, J Impact at the time. Going to be a death match. And at this time, the ACW show had a match where Phil Macchio, Corey Shaddix wrestled a guy named Christian Cross and Cousin Coondog. And Christian Cross got shot on in the match, literally. Ended up getting a concussion, got rushed to the hospital, or got taken to the hospital. This caused some problems in the Deep South. Leave them alone. This caused a little friction in the with the Deep South boys because Phil Macchio, Shaddix were real good friends with Freak Show.
Yeah.
And apparently there were some words said, and some people got pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Freak Show was the champion at the time, and I don't know if Freak Show was originally going to lose the title at this show or not, but it was determined that the title was coming off Freak Show at this next Cage of Carnage.
Freak Show.
And he called me up one day while I was at work, and he was like, John, we're throwing Freak Show in your match. You're going to beat Freak Show for the IWA Deep South Championship.
You're going to beat Freak Show.
I was going to beat Freak Show.
Okay.
And I declined it. I was like, and this was true fact, Kevin will vouch for any of this shit, but I was like, I don't know how Freak Show's going to take me beating him. I was like, I was just kicked off of this show, and now I'm coming back and winning the title. I was like, put the title on Spider. Spider's got all the momentum right now. He's what the fuck was that?
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's gone.
Yeah.
But we took the title, or Kevin was going to take the title off the show. He was originally going to fight Eddie Kingston from Shikara. And then And then it was decided that Spider was going to win the championship because I didn't want to be put as the champion at the time. And all of this is pretty much news that only me and Kevin share. None of this has ever been said. Now, leading up to this, was you at Cage of Carnage?
Yes. Tremont.
Tremont.
Brutal match, man.
Tremont.
Seriously, Tremont. Me and you talk a lot and stuff when you're going through your troubles that time. I just want to throw this out there, bro. You're a fucking beast, my friend. Nothing but respect from you from Birmingham, right?
Yes, we had a big scare with Tremont a few years ago. He battled that issue. Thought it was going to be a
Wasn't nothing.
yeah. Ended up not being nothing. Thought it was going to be a lifetime issue, but
Gave everybody something to talk about for a little while. And if he heard you talking about it, he'd probably kick your ass, brother. Right?
and yeah, it shows you how quick.
TJ?
It shows you how quick people will turn on you. Everybody loves Tremont, but when that was happening, everybody just started downing him, hating on him.
I was in his corner.
And again, it's, you say it's a brotherhood, and with some of us it is, but when that happened to Tremont, there was a lot of negativity all over the place, in the back, workers, and especially the fans, but then all over the internet was horrible talking about it.
Yeah, they don't realize this man's a real man. He's not just a guy that gets up there and, like you,
What do you mean?
risk your life, risk your health and your ability to walk and scar your faces up for life. That's not who you are. There's a real man at home, and you're sitting there talking all this shit at home about this and that, and before you even know the facts. Get the facts. And first of all, if something's real, you support a person because he's a human being. You don't just talk shit on him. Makes no sense to me. Sorry, I didn't mean to get real. Yeah.
But it was determined, like I said, Spider won the championship. That night, I feel that some creative control got put into my hands because I determined my match as well that night. It was me, Bryant Woods, J Impact, and it ended up being the Russian Wes Crow. And I was asked, well, you decide who's going to win. And I was like, we'll pit Brian over. I beat him the last show, pit him over this show, get him a little momentum going into the next Carnage Cup.
Right.
And that leads to Carnage Cup 8. We are in Tennessee. I don't think you was able to make 9. Yes, Carnage Cup 9. You wasn't able to make this one.
No.
Tried to get you to play on it, but people didn't want to play, or people didn't want this to happen.
That's right. That's fine. Doesn't matter to me. I had other things to do. I think we were playing with Iron Maiden over in Europe at the time. Go ahead.
Yes, I remember that damn flyer.
Yes.
But
Well, they opened for us.
yeah,
Go ahead.
I still got that flyer. But okay,
Probably worth $1.
It is worth a lot.
$1.50. Yeah.
me and this guy called Christian Cross, the guy that got shot on, and had a lot of heat on him. Kevin put him in my match at first round, Hostile Death Match, Carnage Cup 9. We put him over so me and Spider could do Saw 3. And this is another unknown fact. Me and Spider were talking about the Saw 3 match. Or the original plan was I was to win Saw 3. And the truth is it was down to Kevin, making the decision, but then me and Spider came up with this decision. Kevin took our word on it. I lost first round match to Christian Cross. Spider lost first round match to JD Horde.
Right.
Spider was the champion at the time, so it would look bad for Spider to lose 2 matches at Carnage Cup.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen.
And at the same time, it was title versus title, and he didn't want me to lose 2 matches at the Carnage Cup either.
That could happen. It wouldn't bother me.
Nothing really bothers you anymore.
I'm sorry.
Except like the low carb diets.
Well, they see, I ain't right there. See, now he's crossing the line.
You crossed the line, and I'm tired of you.
Well, go ahead. Finish what you got to say.
What about the menu or the show?
Trying to be nice. Telling your life story. Go ahead.
Alright, so this led on to Saw 3, me and Spider. I say it's one of my greatest matches that I've ever done. We put on a hellacious show, and No titles changed hand. It was a double count out at the end. We were both down and out. And, like you. But it was a good match. And through these years, from... Don't hurt yourself. But let me raise this up. I don't know how big those damn knees are getting swelled.
Yeah. Not as big as your head. Continue telling the John Rare story, though.
What are you trying to say, Frog? You want another match?
Anytime, brother.
I remember the Battle Royal we did. You ran.
That ain't true. What are you talking about?
Well, you damn right. You never run.
The only battle royal I was ever in with you was the one with food. Were you in that one? I don't remember. You came out and left real quick.
I was in there because we were slipping and sliding every damn where.
Mustard everywhere. Not just my partner, but literally mustard and Cheetos.
Sicko the Clown was in there because he was eating shit, throwing it up. Remember?
Yeah, I was really lucky.
Rest in peace, Sicko.
The short time I got to do anything that we got to wrestle with Sicko because he was amazing.
Of course, none of us compared to the winner of that match. Chaos. The first LXW heavyweight champion.
Yeah, that was great, yeah.
He was good.
Yeah.
Where's he at now?
I don't know. I have no idea. Does anybody know? Chaos, do you know? I don't know. Me and Mustard hung under the ring for a long time in that match. Just eating bananas and stuff is what we did.
You gave some of the damn cookies to your son, didn't you?
I did. I didn't really want to be in that all that shit and stuff. Are we going to talk about time at Birmingham too?
No, we're not even going to talk about that.
We're not?
No.
Okay.
You know why? Because more DVDs equal more money.
Okay, I understand.
There's going to be a second one, people. Just calm down. So we're finishing off here at Carnage Cup 9, Tullahoma, Tennessee. I came off of not winning a match period the whole weekend.
Right.
Spider came off not winning a whole match. So this is going to lead up to the next IWA show. But this is when Kevin gets the idea. LXW. He wants to try something new, something funny.
Red Solo Cups and whatnot.
Red Solo Cup, one of the biggest attractions there.
Right.
You also had those that Mario-looking guy with that big dumpster dude.
The one that always impressed me in all Kevin shows was the kid from Tennessee.
Caden Sade.
Good Lord.
Yes, Caden Sade is one of the greatest workers out there right now.
That guy can really fly, that's for sure. He's awesome.
He does.
He's really good.
He's quicker in his sleep than you are walking.
Alright, I'm about to go at him. I'm trying to be
Okay,
nice.
calm down. You're getting too...
Because he's over here and he's telling his story, the John Rare story. He's just attacking me. I have a glandular problem. I'm big boned. I get it. I'm fat. He makes fun of fat people all the time.
I didn't call you fat, actually.
He goes online. He makes fun of fat people. He makes fun of anybody that's not just like him. He is a bigot towards overweight people. There probably needs to be something done about it. If you know anybody out there in a bully type situation, you're getting bullied at school, this is the reason. People like John Rare.
Don't be a bully. Be a star.
Okay.
I mean, haven't you ever seen that program? I support that program.
All right. But yeah, any time that you and Talon or you and anybody want a piece of me and Mustard, if they'll let us do it, I'm down. They probably won't let us though.
Can your partner even pass a drug test now?
He hadn't done drugs.
Blood test?
He can pass anything. He got stuck one time by a hypodermic needle full of something, and they say that he was shooting up this and that, but it wasn't that. He just got it in the dumpster. He got stuck, and you just keep saying stuff about it. But Mustard's a fine man. He's a family man. He's got a dog named Scoot. He's a father to that dog. He's proud. Proud father. Yeah.
How does he take care of the dog?
He rubs it. It's dead. It's been dead for 1.5 years. Burnt to death in a dumpster, and I think you know that, but don't tell him, please. He thinks it's still breathing.
I'm gonna whoop his ass the next time I see him. Just letting you know. I'm gonna do it in front of you.
Mustard's a mean motherfucker, man. He might get up all in your shit.
I doubt it.
He might.
You know who's been in his shit? Tuberculosis Johnny.
Yeah, I know that. That's fine. If he is here right now, he can defend himself, and I'm not going to talk about you on your show. I'm trying, like I said, I'm trying to just sit here. I'm trying not to say nothing. I know I said a few mean things. I'm not sorry for him, but I mean, you finish out your...
You're a good person, Frog. I'll admit that.
I am. I'll admit it.
Pretty much, this is going to be the end of this documentary. So I'm going to thank you for coming to your own shop for this,
Hey, this
helping
is
us
Frog
film
Vape.
this here.
Yeah, St. Clair Vape also.
Where is this located at again?
2224 Moody Parkway, right off the 144 exit in Moody, Alabama.
How do I get a hold of you?
You can call me at 205-960-FROG. That's 3764 on your telephone.
It's pretty awesome.
It is.
So yet again, Frog, woo! Okay, I can't do it to you. I felt bad. See, I felt bad. You said I have feelings. I felt bad. I seen your eyes.
Okay.
So don't stress.
I'm
Don't
getting
get up too quick.
I'm getting up.
Don't get up too quick, man. You might hurt yourself.
You fuck off, John Aaron. Nobody likes you anyway, you
See you
bastard.
later.
Yeah.
See you later.
Give me my
Frog.
fucking money for saying nice shit, you fucking turd sniffer. Fuck you too, Shaker Lane.
He is just crump, people. Thank you again for the purchase of the DVD. Don't kick everything, Frog. Damn. Big ass fucking foot.
Okay.
Damn, they're swelling.
Now, once again, I want to reiterate that I was wrestling people on the independent circuit like Action Mike Jackson, Johnny Rage, Joe Hogan, Buff Bagwell, and Bull Buchanan before I ever made it, aka big, in IWA Deep South. And a lot of people never get their information right when it comes to looking up my information. Because I remember in 2011, I think it was, and I'll tell you this right now, anyone that works for the Cage Match wrestling site, all that information is basically wrong when it comes to me. Like my match listings, my match count, beyond is wrong. If you want to look up a lot of my right information, just come to my YouTube. But that year, I ended up having more matches than I ever did probably throughout my career. And a lot of them, yes, were not recorded. And I can't remember what my exact record was, but after Carnage Cup 7, I had an extremely long undefeated streak because everyone was just basically amazed on what me and Spider did in Saw. And basically, I reaped the rewards for that for a long time until, I broke my leg at IWA Deep South. And to this day, it still upsets me that Smart Mark took the interview I did out whenever I was calling out Freak Show for, my comeback tour that I immediately started, campaigning for while I was still on the floor bleeding with a broke leg. And, I've been put down a lot throughout my career, and I never let it affect me because I've always had the right people around me, like Shady Jane, always encouraging me, the New Religion members, Talon, Phil Payne. Phil Payne helped me throughout my career when it came to putting on the best technical matches I've ever done. And, people that I found throughout my career that I was able to help, like Christian Cross, Black America, Michael Ray Frog. When we did Birmingham Hardcore, that was supposed to have been a complete option for, competition. We'll say competition for IWA Deep South, friendly competition. And, right when that happened, of course, Carnage Cup 8 and the Alabama Athletic Commission started up and completely, fucked up our idea. Our first show, Damn Hardcore, we were able to do all kinds of crazy stuff. We had Insane Lane, Bryant Woods, Spider Boudreaux. We were going to push the limits just like IWA Deep South was, but we were in the city at Matthews Bar and Grill right downtown Birmingham. So we were really going to push the limits. But then come second show, the commission put in all these rules. We had Matt Tremont. We had some guys from Jersey come down. And, we had to tame everything down because of that. And, yes, we ended up folding, not just because of the commission, but then we were going to do another show in Jefferson County, which was the same as Birmingham. But they wanted to add ridiculous fees just to run in the county. So me and Frog both just said, fuck it. money-hungry people in the business, which was also one of the main reasons that antagonized me so bad in this business to hate it originally, was, people disrespecting others, people wanting more money for less work, and then people just demeaning, accomplishments like titles, trophies. It ate at me, and it was like, I said this, and I've said it in one of the interviews on this very story, was, it was supposed to have been a brotherhood. That's all it was supposed to have been, and I learned that it was cutthroat from hell. And to the end of the, to this day, I still learn that it's cutthroat, but I'm much happier on this date now to say that, IWA Deep South is in a way better place this time, now that I'm gone, than it was at the Angel of Death tournament. And I've mentioned it multiple times before. I'm not sure if it'll be anywhere else on this story, but I almost quit so many times before the Angel of Death tournament ever came around, because all we did was, and I'm talking about me and Kevin Brandon, was run into roadblock after roadblock trying to get that show done, because people were trying to shut it down constantly. The venue was getting calls from people, overstating like how violent we were. They were trying to get us shut down. And there's no lie in me whenever I say I am so glad I am done in the professional wrestling business. Now, yes, I may record shows from time to time, and I actually do have a few coming up, actually. But I can say it here, you will never see John Rare wrestle in a professional wrestling ring again. And I know I've said that a few times, but please let me keep to my word this time.
This will be one of the more traditional matches you see on the night, I would surmise. Even with hardcore rules, these two very good in the ring. Technically, they've had a big rivalry with each other for many years now. This probably goes back all the way to 2008 when these two were fighting for the BWA Heavyweight Championship. And Phil Payne and John Rare, no strangers to each other. That rivalry continues tonight, and it's going to be interesting to see what the New Religion has to say involved with this match. Phil Payne has nobody to help him at ringside.
Yeah, Phil Payne finds himself a bit outnumbered here, and they seem to have brought an arsenal with them to the ring. A razor board, rusty chairs. It's not looking good for Payne so far.
You may need a tetanus shot to get with one of those chairs. Grief. And John Rare intends to use every one of them tonight. He is known as the Angel of Death for a reason. It should be an interesting contest between these two. It is Birmingham Hardcore Wrestling. It's the debut match here at Matthews Bar and Grill. Referee checking the Angel of Death to make sure. I don't really know why we got weapons involved. It's going to get nasty anyway.
Well, you never know. He might have brought a
bell,
shiv or something in the ring with him. It's like...
Tie up in the center of the ring. Phil Payne with a knee to the gut. And a nice hip toss by Payne early to get things started. Arm drag by Payne to Rare, and Rare arguing with the referee. That'll get you nowhere. Quick roll-up for a 2 count from Phil Payne, and John Rare taking his eye off the ball. And there goes Rare on the top rope, and he goes right over Phil Payne, getting the best of Rare early in this contest.
Absolutely. He's really outclassing him so far. He's not really letting the numbers game shake him at all. He still seems pretty confident in his abilities here.
Rare back into the ring, obviously a little frustrated from the early exchange. Tie up again in the center of the ring. Payne shoots Rare off the ropes, and nice shoulder tackle into a couple. 1, 2, and 2 count. Nice leg sweep there from Rare. Gets a 1, 2, and a 2 count there.
Rare trying to put him away quickly.
Oh, nice head scissor takeover from John Rare. Goes again for the cover. Another 2 count. A lot of near falls here early in this one.
Rare going for the medal here.
Oh my God. Chair in hand. Oh my God. Right to the head. Are you kidding me? Phil Payne laid out against the ropes with that chair.
I don't think Payne even knows where he is anymore.
You can only imagine the damage that does to your brain cells.
He better pull himself together quick. Rare's got something going on the other side of the ring.
Payne's out of it on his feet here, getting back to his feet, and Rare now chop to Phil Payne.
Oh, so we're going to see something here.
Irish whip into those chairs. No reversal. Rare going up. Suplex. Oh, God! Right through the folding chairs.
Rust and metal everywhere. Debris scattered all over the ring. 1, 2. 2 count.
Looked like a car wreck on a dusty road out here in the back, in the boondocks in the back roads of Birmingham. And nice shot from Phil Payne.
Payne's taking it to Rare now, bringing him a little of his own medicine. I think Rare's regretting bringing all those chairs into the ring now.
And leg drop right on the body, or on the hip of Rare on that chair. A cover right near the ropes, and
Okay.
you know that shows you right there, Phil Payne. You know, young guy, hasn't been in the business too long, only a few years. Not the most savvy ring general. Doesn't always put his man in the right place for a pinfall.
Yeah, got a little ahead of himself there. Way too close to the ropes. Rare with a thumb to the eye.
And chop to the back. Just echoing across Matthews Bar and Grill, and one more time, and
Here we go.
another shot. There he goes. Good.
Double barrel just to make sure he got it for good measure.
Ouch. Rare with that chair again, and that's a bit more than a chop right there to the back of Phil Payne, and Payne's down.
Yeah, he's not moving.
Another sickening thud from a steel chair here early going of this matchup, and Payne now with a shot to the midsection,
Payne
getting
has him
up, looking for fireman's carry into a stunner, and he goes to the cover, and raking of the eyes to break up the pin. That's a bit unique there. Dirty tactic, but quite frankly in BHW, everything goes here.
Absolutely. Payne better pull it together. Rare's got something going on. He's airborne.
Nice drop kick to the chest off the chair, running drop kick. And now Rare's going for more instruments.
Rare's got his hand on the blades now.
Going right over to the corner, and I'm not sure. He's setting him up against the wall. Payne's back up to his feet.
Payne's brought himself together.
And drop kick off
With
the
a
apron.
sickening thud to the concrete floor.
Right on those mats there. Thankfully for Phil Payne, those mats lying there to protect his fall. All that concrete around him.
Yeah, an inch of foam between you and concrete.
It's something, but it might not be much. And Rare
here
going.
comes-
Oh, goodness! Payne putting on the brakes
watch out
just
behind
in
him.
time.
Talon.
Talon. Talon beating up on Phil Payne.
Yeah, they've had enough of watching Rare get the abuse. Now they're the new religion.
Now, come on here. This is not right at all.
Like dogs on a piece of meat.
Shooting with a rope and a double clothesline from the new religion. Talon just absolutely leading traffic here. Telling him what to do. Suplex to Phil Payne while Rare gets to recover on the outside. Rare was just thrown into a bed of blades. And now Talon and the new religion have given him every opportunity to recover, looking for the TKO. There he goes. And Rare right into the cover.
To take what's left.
And shocker, Rare using the new religion to his advantage to get the victory.
Yeah, really easy to do in a chairs match where there's no disqualification.
And a 4-on-1 advantage pays off for John Rare. You can expect to see more of this in the coming week, in the coming shows from this group.
Honestly, at this point, I wonder why Payne's so badly outnumbered in all these altercations. I mean, you better find somebody to watch his back.
Payne very prideful. He'll take the loss in stride. He knows he had this match won, but obviously very, very disgusted with losing.
Yeah.
We'll be back with more here in just a moment.
Angel of Death, I'm back. Thanking everybody for purchasing the DVD. I'm going to give you one more bonus shoot interview here. I want to thank you, basically everyone who helped me in the backyard 2000 through about 2005 in Pittsburgh, Illinois. Many guys up there, RJ, Adam, Bryce Tidwell, my wife, Hedgepath, Bongo. There's so many of them up there. Chauncey. It was amazing what kind of run we had in the backyard up there. A bunch of nobodies just got together and we made something special out there. And it was real funny because for the longest time, my wife is what held us together towards the end of that, because everybody else kind of just disappeared and went away. Me and her wrestled forever, just me and her, for about a year probably. And she outdid half the guys when it came to hardcore. I remember Bryce Tidwell, whose wrestling name was Badass. But she outdid him. He ended up getting so damn jealous and mad about her even being there. He went away. That was a fun time. We were young at that time up in Illinois. Gotta send out thanks to my mom on that one, because without my mom allowing me to do the backyard, I probably would have never pursued a pro career at all. Once I moved down here to Alabama, Birmingham, Leeds and Moody, that's where we're filming at right now, is Moody, Alabama. Field of Dreams right behind me. But met up with the Norris brothers, Mike and Jason. We started Backyard Wrestling Alabama with like Blake Allison, Big James, plenty of us are out there. We got that going, and it was just funny how the backyard molded me to become a pro. Got trained that way, and what's funny, we met a lot of pros through the backyard. Cabana Man Dan actually came out to the backyard, watched the show, gave us some pointers, helped me out to go get trained. Met up with a less important person to get trained by, but it got me in the door. And Terry Teague is a horrible person to get trained by, but somehow he got in touch with me over the internet, and that's how I ended up going up to the Mud Tavern, I believe, in Decatur or somewhere up north Alabama. And throughout the years, wrestled many organizations here in Alabama and Georgia, Mississippi. But the fans asked me what was the weirdest or most uncomfortable I was ever in the ring. And I would have to say I was given a Bronco Buster from Mac Daddy Matt. And when he was doing the Bronco Buster, it became a weird grinding. He was like basically grinding on me. And that was very uncomfortable. Another fan question that I got asked was, what was one of my worst matches? And I would have to say it was me, Phil Payne, and Big Daddy Buck, Moody's own Big Daddy Buck, up in Piedmont, Alabama. The match was just horrible. It was a funny match. It wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was so horrible that it was out loud bad. And another question is who do I not trust in this business? And there's a lot of people, there's a lot of bad promoters all over. I was blessed to have met up with Kevin Brandon, who has been one of the most upfront promoters I've ever met. He has always treated me good. He's actually paid me not to wrestle before. But the one person I don't trust in the business would be Ian at Mid-South. I've seen too many people say that they didn't get paid by him. Too many fans order stuff directly from him and don't get the merchandise. And it's always an ongoing thing for years now. I've seen, don't trust Ian. And I won't work for him. He can book me, but I won't go up there. I just don't trust him, and it's not a Mid-South versus Deep South thing. I'm loyal to the Deep South. Deep South can get rocky sometimes, but I'm loyal to this organization. I'm still the IWA Deep South Heavyweight Champion. I'm the LXW Heavyweight Champion. I became the Intergalactic Empire Champion. And really I owe my whole career to Kevin, for one thing, for making the Angel of Death gimmick, which got me blown up really huge. Big James is the one that actually called me to hook up with Kevin after the first few times didn't work out. Got me booked on Southern Discomfort. We all know that story. Met up with Spider, Carnage Cup 7. I stabbed him. Do I think the Saw match would have still been great if I didn't stab Spider? It would have been. The Saw match itself would have still been great, but the stabbing with the box cutter threw it overboard. And the truth is, it's probably one of the most recognized spots in deathmatch history now. People hate on it. Some people love it. But no matter what, people will always talk about that one spot. And no matter what people think, is when they go back to that one spot, it'll always be talked about. It may be hated, and You know, that's all that really matters is people will talk about it the day after it. And the truth is, other promoters here in Alabama, when they booked me after the Carnage Cup 7, they would actually say, you just won the Saw match, correct? And I'm like, yeah, I won the Saw match at Carnage Cup. They were like, I can't have you go under. I went that whole year without a loss. And that was 2000, I can't even remember. It was whatever year that was. I went undefeated that year. Besides the Neil Diamond Cutter match later on that night. But that was after I did the Saw match. The rest of the year, a promoter would not put me under. And that was awesome. You know, I thank my wife more than I can. She really, me, Frog, and her, we give each other hell. We give each other hell on the on this DVD. We give each other hell all the time. But you know, we all respect each other. We just give each other hell. And we got a great bond with each other. My wife helped me out throughout my career more than anybody could. She held me together whenever I wanted to quit. And I wanted to quit many times. Broke my leg. This park is the park that I went to get healthy. This is the exact location that we filmed 10 Years of Carnage. And you know, that was a low part of my career when I broke my leg. But people like Trey Tarleton, he helped me before I broke my leg. We really trained up. We were putting on great technical matches. Everyone knows me as a hardcore person, but for years, when I started in 2006 till Southern Discomfort at IWA, I didn't do no death matches on the scene. I was more of a regular wrestler out there doing technical matches with Joe Hogan, Mike Jackson, Johnny Rage. I got into a match with Buff Bagwell. That was a high point of my career. I got in the ring with Bull Buchanan. That was another great match of mine. And you know, last year was 2015. I went undefeated the whole year. Won Carnage Cup 10. That meant the world to me. You know, I got to thank people like Colt, Chewy Martinez. Chewy I respect more than anybody in the business, besides maybe Spider. Spider has helped me out more than I can ever ask anybody to. Spider is one of the greatest friends I got in this business. And, you know, I owe a lot to Spider, Kevin, my wife. And, you know, the Carnage Cup 10 trophy, I love it to death. It's in my house. I see it every day. I would not want to relive anything over at Carnage Cup 10. And, you know, this upcoming year, I've already got a big match planned with Colt 45, Prophet, Phil Macchio. I just got off doing a match with Colt. No, Phil Macchio and Prophet. Just had a match with them at the Softcore Cup. Great match. Look forward to wrestling these guys more often. I think Colt's got a huge future in the deathmatch scene. Prophet's making a comeback. And Phil's been around. Respect all those guys hugely. And just to be in the ring with any of those guys is an honor for me. And, you know, I thank Kevin a million times for putting me on these shows. IWA, LXW, now in the future, $10 wrestling. All of these are going to be huge matches. And, you know, when I broke my leg at WrestlePalooza in 2010, 2011, I can't remember these exact years, but when I broke my leg there, you know, I thought my career was literally over. And I ended up coming back, being better once I started getting comfortable in the ring. Because when I first came back, I was scared to take bumps. I didn't want to do nothing. When the sickness called me up to SAWE, got me more in the ring, got me feeling more comfortable, came back, did Carnage Cup 8. When I fought Madman Pondo, I was scared to take bumps. Fought Spider in the Saw 2, I was still scared to take bumps, but I did it. Almost broke my back in Saw 2. But, you know, every match I did was a stepping stone to get where I was at. I said I wasn't going to talk about no LXW shows on this DVD. We're going to save all that kind of information for the next, sorry about that, the next DVD, because I plan on having another one. And then, you know, we really want to bring back Birmingham Hardcore Wrestling. That was a great organization. The Alabama Athletic Commission came in, tried to enforce all these rules, take the money from us. we really had a great time at Birmingham, at Matthews Bar and Grill in Birmingham, Alabama. You know, any local organization on the indie circuit needs to be supported. If it's Global Championship Wrestling, Mike Jackson's ACW, however many of them there are, you know, support your indie wrestling. There are organizations I don't like. There's plenty of promoters I don't like. Plenty of promoters don't like me. I stay pretty regular to the same organizations. I'm blessed to be where I'm at, and you know, to drop a few more names. We mentioned about me versus Tremont. Would it ever happen down here in the South? I would love it. Me and Tremont, we don't talk too much, but you know, we have talked before. He was a guest of ours at Birmingham Hardcore Wrestling. Honor the Cowboy, something Bulldozer, I can't remember, but he came down, wrestled Spider. That was a great match. I get talked about CZW all the time. You know, why don't I go to CZW? Why don't I get offered spots at CZW? Honestly, I think DJ don't like me, and that's fine. The talent that's at CZW is great. Those are some of the best people on the indie scene. So it's nothing, I have nothing but respect for the guys up at CZW. All of them. If they don't like me, that's fine. You know, Masada's great. He really is an awesome wrestler. He don't, from what I've heard, he don't like me, but you know, that's fine. There's a lot of people that don't like me. But, and then there's these people that are saying they're coming back, like John Zandig. I got mentioned to wrestle him on a Defend Death Matches or something. I don't remember what the website was, but it'd be an honor to wrestle him. You know, he's a founder of the death match scene here in America, and to me that'd be a huge match. He's done a lot of crazy stuff. I'd prefer to bring him down here, and I think it'd be a great opportunity to see Zandig and Spider one-on-one at Birmingham Hardcore. I would definitely book it, but throughout the years, some of these bigger matches never get booked, and like Nick Gage, respect Nick Gage. I got to talk to him at Carnage Cup 5, hung out. I actually told him, you know, I loved his craft, I loved his gimmick, I loved his character, I loved his intensity that he brings as a heel. And that's the same night I got to hang out with Thumbtack Jack. That was awesome. I didn't get to wrestle that night, but you know, throughout the years, I can't ask more for my career. I've had 2 undefeated years. I've held 5 championships, never lost them, and you know, stuff like that don't come along too often on the indie scene. Now, I do believe I get looked over a lot on the indie scene, but I'm fine with it. I'm glad and happy to be where I'm at. But I want to thank everybody for purchasing this DVD. Please give me feedback on Facebook. If you know my phone number, call me up. 2016 looks like a promising year for John Rear yet again. I got Spider here in a few weeks. Got Prophet, Colt, all these younger guys. Prophet's not younger, but you know, he's coming back. So I'm going to try to teach him a few things. And 2016, I hope to be another undefeated year. Carnage Cup 11 coming up this year. Maybe I can become the first person ever to repeat as Carnage Cup champion. But what I want to say is thanks everybody for the DVD. Thanks for your time to watch it. Thanks for purchasing it. Thanks for supporting me and my craft. And keep supporting indie wrestling. And thanks again to my wife, Sheena, Kevin, Trey, my mom, Spider, all the Backyard Boys that got me to where I was at. And not to mention that one of my Backyard Boys is actually in NXT now. That's great. But we've came a long way from where we started at. So this is the Angel of Death. More of these hopefully coming soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Angel of Death, John Rare, and if you are watching this, then I should be happily retired by now. You got this disc from the show, hopefully. If not, you're watching it on YouTube, and it's already probably 2020 by now. But I just want to give you a quick walkthrough of my career, which is finally over. And, you know, I definitely want to thank
the fans for supporting me all the years. The good fans, not the two-faced fans. I started backyard wrestling March of 2000. March 25th, to be exact. I wrestled RJ, which you can look up all that information on my personal backyard channel, which is called a Backyard Legacy. Look it up. There's plenty of footage on there. Currently, right now, we are under 2 weeks from the Angel of Death tournament. So, extremely excited about finally retiring. When I broke into the business, I did backyard from 2000 till I think almost 2008. I actually started training for the pro wrestling in 2006, I believe, was my first opportunity to train. Me and Talon had an opportunity at the old Mud Tavern. I can't remember where that's at. It's in North Alabama. But we trained with a few people up there, got in the ring. And, me and his first thought was, hell, they beat the shit out of us that night. And obviously our first, thing that came to our head was like, shit, do you really want to do this? And, wrestling was always my dream. I had a passion for wrestling like nothing else. And I'm for real, like nothing else. That's all I used to do. You can ask Adam Davis. All I wanted to do was just fucking wrestle. That's it. And especially when I was single, years and years ago, all I wanted to do was wrestle. Didn't give a shit about anything else. Met my wife, of course, Shady Jane. And at that time, before I met her, we were actually contemplating going to train in Florida at Dory Funk Jr.'s training camp down there. I ended up not going. But I continued on with my backyard wrestling until Big James Mayhem talked me into going to an IWA show. That was Kevin Brandon. And honestly, once I got mixed up with Kevin Brandon, my career after that was all, uphill. I did break my leg, broke my femur in half, fractured my hip at a show. And, that set me back, for a while. But I paid my damn bills. I didn't have to go start no GoFundMe, no bullshit like that. I paid my fucking bills, like $20,000 fucking dollars. And I got back out there. Never asked for no help. Didn't beg, didn't cry. And one thing that drives me fucking crazy, I can say this shit now. Smart Mark Video, when I was laying on the fucking floor, I cut a promo to Freak Show about meeting him and coming back, fighting him at Carnage Cup 8. And they cut it out of the damn DVD. Smart Mark has been a little sketchy towards me. Because when I fought Chewy Martinez at Carnage Cup 10, some of the match footage was actually taken out of the damn match. You can ask Chewy about that. Both of us was rather pissed about that shit. And, a lot of people said that match could have easily been match of the damn night that night. That was a Nathan Sadistic Playground 3, I believe. But yeah, over the years, like I said, when I got into the wrestling business, I did nothing but love it. It was my passion. It's what I wanted to do. But over the years, my dream ended up becoming a part-time job. And, it did not grow on me that way. It became more of a distraction than having fun. And, that's what started killing it for me. I didn't want a part-time job. It's bad enough my former job that fired me wanted to work my ass off, and I couldn't go and do as much shows and travel as I wanted because I had to work fucking weekends, had to work fucking 12-hour shifts. And what pisses me off the most about that fucking job is I had a chance to get into a cage match, which to this point, no, I still have not got into a cage match, but that was one of my dreams in wrestling, to get in a fucking cage match and wrestle. So I was booked on a Saturday to wrestle in a cage, but I had to fucking work. So I was like, you know what, when I get off, I'll try to fly up there, get in the fucking match. When I was trying to leave work, we got to stay longer. Yeah, got to stay longer. Didn't make it up there. Didn't get into the cage match. Fuck that job. It's a little plumbing place in Moody, Alabama. I'll tell you that. They fucked me, but this ain't about them. They're pieces of shit, and I really don't want to talk about it. But I still get ill about it. That place did hold me back from being able to travel on Friday night shows. Back in the beginning when I loved wrestling, me, Phil Payne, my wife, Talon, we would travel an hour, 2 hours plus to make fucking $20. Sometimes, going to fucking Boaz, make $5. But, we did it over and over and over. That's what we love to do. But, now that I've been in business, like I said, 2006 is when I considered my first break-in into the real business. Backyard was 2000. So, I'll say I've been around wrestling for 19 fucking years. And yeah, now I've grown bitter over it, and I love the fans, the loyal fans to death. But it's the smart marks out there that is ruining wrestling. Between them and social media, that is what changed wrestling 100%. It's, the fans, if I don't get this, then I'm not going to come back or I'm not going to watch. I'm sick of this and I'm sick of that. Pay your money, watch the fucking show. And now, another damn thing, people, now if they don't like a show, especially in the indies, I don't like this, I don't like this. They go out and buy a fucking ring and they run their own damn mud shows. Like I said, yes, I've grown old, I've grown bitter towards it, but the fans are, some of them are loyal, but some of them are so two-faced. Oh yeah, I love John Rare, man, whatever, I love him. Then you get on social media, oh, I can't stand his gimmick, I don't know why he's still wrestling, blah, 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 blah. The fans literally turned their back on me one show in after I broke my leg. John don't have it no more, told Kevin, don't book him no more, he's not what you need on the show. And, Kevin, originally did listen to him. He took me off of a show, which was Cage of Carnage. But I ended up getting booked on another show for Randy Epperson. And, I showed out for that damn thing. And Kevin just so happened to be in the audience. So the next day, I was back on the IWA show. And, I don't have nothing against Kevin at all. Kevin actually became one of my good friends in this business. And I do trust Kevin. He's always looked out for me. Money-wise, health-wise. He was one of maybe 4 or 5 people that actually came and visited me at the damn hospital when I broke my leg. Not very many people called me either. So, you can see why I'm a little bitter. But you know what? I was handed a lot of stuff in IWA. I won the IWA title. I've won titles in so many organizations here in Alabama and Georgia. I've lived my dream, and I couldn't be happier now that it is over. But thank you for buying the DVD. Hopefully you're enjoying your little masks that I made you too. I spent a lot of time on those masks. All of them are slightly different. Of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you didn't get a mask. But I made custom masks for every DVD that I sold at the Angel of Death tournament. The mask, where that gimmick came from was Jason Jr. wore it in the backyard. I kind of implemented it at Carnage Cup 7. And after that, it just became my gimmick. The Angel of Death wearing some kind of hockey mask. I really don't regret nothing in my career. If I could go back, I would not break my damn leg. I would never have done done that damn suicide dive. But the Saul matches, I don't regret. The stab spot, I kind of regret it, but, I would still do it again. Spider Boudreaux was always 100%, took care of me. The matches that we put on, people will still talk about. The Saul match is so old now, and it still gets brought up all the damn time. That damn stab spot will probably be one of the most noted spots ever. And that's just the way it is. You don't have to like it. But I've enjoyed my career. And it's definitely not for everybody. Everybody wants to get into this business. Everybody wants to, live the life of a wrestler. And sometimes I don't think they really know what being a wrestler is. It's fun. You get to go out there, live your dream, but when you got a family, you got to leave them. And I'm talking about just the indies, the traveling 2-3 hours to get to the show, 2-3 hours back. That's 6 hours of your day gone. A show is 4 hours. That's 10 hours of your day gone. 10 hours away from your family. All I want now is to spend time with my family. That's it. I definitely want to thank every backyard wrestler that I wrestled with before I made it pro, because that was just free practice for me and a shitload of fun. Now, like I did mention, you can go to a Backyard Legacy page on YouTube and watch hours of backyard footage. That includes me, RJ, Adam, Shady Jane, all the backyard wrestlers. We're all on there. Loads of footage. And of course, come to the John Rare YouTube page. You can watch movies, all kinds of random shit. Reviews. But most of all, I just want to say thanks to the fans for supporting me over these years. I don't know if I'm going to miss it or not. I guess that'll be something that I get to talk about later on. But as of right now, I'm glad I'll be retired. I'm going to spend time with my little girls, my wife, my whole family. And hopefully the Angel of Death show turned out fucking great. Maybe there'll be a second one. I'm pushing Kevin to do the Carnage Cup, as everybody knows. Carnage Cup, this will be Carnage Cup 12. Maybe I'll be there in some shape or fashion. Who knows? But it's just time for me to go away and spend time with the family. And I couldn't be happier that I'm retiring. So, as I mentioned, I am the Angel of Death. And thanks for the support over the years. Thanks for watching. And as always, you can send me a message. Let me know what you're feeling. Let me know what you think. And when the time comes, I may be back. Not wrestling. Thank you. Now, I can't talk about my career without bringing up the New Religion and what me and Talon put in place for not just ourselves and not just the people that we brought into the New Religion, but what the New Religion ended up growing with J Impact, Scott Patterson. Multiple people was able to come into that group, and it got huge. And every one of my matches, except for maybe one, never got recorded when I wrestled in LaGrange, Georgia, which is where we won the tag titles at. And I know a lot of people always say, and obviously they don't watch my YouTube channel or look up information in general, but a lot of people always say that I only live from Carnage Cup to Carnage Cup. If you would watch my YouTube channel and do research, you would know that I wrestle for Venom Championship Wrestling almost every year that they're running. I'm there. Then there was another great promotion that was here in Alabama over the last, year to 2 years called Showstopping Championship Wrestling. Some of my best matches that were non-death match was at that show. I put on a classic with Scott Patterson in his retirement match. I put on an unbelievable match that I would love to do again if I was still wrestling with Jay Blade in a casket match. And it was always a great locker room, incredible talent to be around. And like, we produced so many great matches in Venom and Showstopping, but people, like I say, they don't do their research. They think that I literally only do Carnage Cup, and that's what, every 2, 3, 4 years. People talk so much trash on the internet. And give it this, my LaGrange career, only 1 or 2 matches was ever recorded over there. Like the whole Bubba Duke being in the New Religion, the Anderson brothers, all of that. There's no footage of it that I'm aware of. I wish there was, but there, as far as I know, it's not videotaped. So people at the end of the day, they don't know my career. I do. They don't. But when you talk shit on the internet, you're automatically right. Ain't that right, people? And, you could be humble. You could be a loudmouth. I just like to say that I did everything that people said I couldn't do. No one ever gave me a chance in hell to win Carnage Cup. And, hell, got inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2 different organizations, hopefully more by, a few years. But the amount of work that I put in here in the Southeast, I thought used to get taken for granted. But over the last few years, people on my YouTube have really left me some good comments, and I love putting out these old matches from the backyard days. Randy the Effin' Dill, Adam the Real Dill Davis, Shady Jane, Badass, Hedgepath, Hitman, Bad Boy, just to name a few from Illinois, helped me get my dream started. And then obviously when I came down here to Alabama, the BWA, which was Backyard Wrestling Alabama, was a whole different story. Like up there, everybody knew who I was. I was the Nightmare John Rare, the owner of that group, multiple groups up there. So, I was, Mr. Badass up there. But coming down to BWA, we merged with TWF. I was just a new guy with all these people. So I had to go out there and put on some classic hardcore shit. Had to show them that I could wrestle. And, ended up, leading the group. But competition has always been very good for me. I've always enjoyed it. And, in Alabama, Goose, MYK, Cadillac Kid, Talon, obviously Shady Jane, Sketch, Anarchist.
I could go on and on when it comes to BWA because there were so many different people in there that elevated my game, including Corey Hollis. You know, Corey Hollis ended up going NXT, ROH, but me and him put on a classic match inside of a makeshift cage on a trampoline, and it was just a technical match. But everything that I did in the backyard was nothing but a stepping stone that got me into the independent circuit. And, you know, I'm really feeling validated now. This is 2024, and it seems like people are really just starting to recognize where I came from instead of just making up their own damn stories. So, once again, I want to thank you for watching this, and hopefully you enjoyed this. So please leave comments and share with the people that really just don't know me. Half of them just don't care. Once again, this is the Angel of Death, John Rare, thanking you one more time for supporting me since 2000.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Angel of Death himself, right here with my partner from another mother, definitely different father, Michael Wade Frog. Woo! Coming at you, Frog, right here. Did you hear I said his name? I messed it up. I said Michael Wade Frog. It's alright. It's like I got a lisp.
It's all right, man. I'm used to you making mistakes like that chair jump. But anyway, we're here before you get going.
You talking about when I broke my femur? That hurt, man. That really hurt.
I didn't mean it like that. But listen, we're about to go here, and it's going to be about Johnny. This is the extras on the extra DVD. But I do want to say you're looking at the lovely Frog's Eakhouse St. Clair Vape. We're in our tiki bar here.
This is a tiki bar.
You can that's yours. That's pink. You can get over 100,000 different variations of a flavored e-juice right here. Amazing, 100% on the health score. Go ahead, John, just a little plug.
How do you keep your shop so clean?
I hire the Oompa Loompas from Willy Wonka come in at night and clean up with my son, Jerry Ray, who's an amazing kid. Go ahead.
Woo! Well, this is the bonus disc. We were going to talk about some of the stuff that we really forgot to on the other disc, and we're going to start with some of my backyard boys. You met a few of them, like Big James Mayhem.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, ripped ear James. Yeah,
he was pretty ripped.
Yeah. He's a. I don't know. I have really no comment about James, man.
He was one of the biggest people we had here in Alabama, but up north we had a guy called Jake Hedgepath. He was the equivalent of Big James, just with a higher IQ.
Well, I mean, what was he? A fucking gnat?
Who? You talking about Big James?
You said a higher IQ.
Higher. Well, yeah.
No offense, Big James.
James.
Keep it real. Sell your toys. Your boy's a good kid. Keep it real. But publish all your personal information on Facebook.
Yes, he does do that.
Yeah.
But then we had people like Adam Davis. Did you ever? You never met Adam? Adam didn't like Big James either, or his wife.
I like Big James. That's not the problem. That's not the problem at all. He did run over a brick at Carnage Cup. Was it 8?
A whole jack.
He started taking toys out of the back, and I was like, how many toys are back there? And then at the bottom of it was his son.
Well, yeah, his son was at the bottom of all those toys that year.
But he needed CPR. He couldn't breathe or nothing.
But what does that meme say? That's none of our business.
No, it's got nothing to do with me. It's all about the law.
Yeah. But hopefully we get a lot more pre-sales now that I've been advertising on Sloppy J's page for about a week straight. A lot of sales coming from Chelsea. Now, a lot of people ask me about where did the mask come that I wears.
Where did the mask come? They ask like that. Where did the mask come that wears?
As wears.
Yeah.
Some of the fans ain't the smartest, but I do like them. Originally, Talon, you know Talon.
I do know Talon.
He wore a mask back in the day called Jason Jr. in the backyard.
Right.
So I kind of just had an extra mask laying around for Carnage Cup 7.
From Party City.
Walmart, probably.
Okay.
Because they're cheaper.
Right.
I'm a cheap person.
Right.
But I do paint them myself.
That's
with
nice.
the expensive spray paint. And I wore it out there. So that's where the origins of the mask originally came from.
Right.
What do you think about that? You have your own
this
white mask.
This is the honest truth about the whole thing, and you know where me and you stand. I don't give a fuck about the mask. No, really, anything that covers your face up, I'm down with. But I think it's cool, and I like horror. We sell a lot of horror stuff here, and it's a good way to get people interested in what your character is and stuff, and it kind of gives a message without having to say anything. Wasn't that good?
Direct.
Yeah.
It's direct.
There you go.
Well, the next one was the first time that never happened that I was supposed to have wrestled Insane Lane.
Insane Lane.
Never got to happen, actually. I ended up being the referee that night.
And Insane Lane had been eating that Carolina Reaper, and he shit the floor. Or was that night, or was that on Facebook?
No, that was on Facebook. That's pretty recent.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Carolina Reaper, way to go, Insane Lane.
Nice going Lane.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Tore your gut up. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah, but Insane Lane.
But Insane Lane was supposed to have wrestled Raven. You know, everybody knows Raven.
Nevermore.
He was supposed to have wrestled Raven Nevermore at
Go ahead.
at a UWA show, and Raven no-show for some reason. So they were, hey, John Rare's going to fight Insane Lane instead of being referee that night.
Well, Tommy Rich is notorious for not showing up for fights and stuff.
Tommy Rich, I've only met Tommy Rich one time when he wasn't drunk.
Right.
And I've seen him a lot, so.
I seen him eat a meatball hoagie one time in Subway in New Jersey, and that's about my story with him.
Was that at the Legend show?
It was at a Legend show up there, and he ate a meatball hoagie. It was about a 4-foot hoagie. He ate it in less than like a minute and a half, and that's the true story. I'm not kidding. He looked like a Wolverine trying to devour something. My guess was it was like a hangover type remedy or something like that. But that's just me.
You remember our buddy Acid, right?
I do remember Acid. He wears a mask too, right?
Yeah, wears a mask. You know, he's got shot on 2 times at IWA, LXW, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
The first time was by Brandon Woods, and Invasion of the Ubermensch, an LXW show.
Got shot on.
Yeah. You know,
I
that.
was there, yeah.
Yeah, you wasn't there. You watched that one on iPay-per-view because you said it sucked.
It did so. Is that the one with like the Tyrannosaurus Rexes? And
Yeah, had
Yeah.
Mantar.
it was like watching Power Rangers or the ones with Tinky Winky, what is the name of them?
I have no clue what
The
that is.
baby and the sun and stuff, whatever. It was like watching an episode of something on PBS back in the 90s or something. It was really, really good, Kevin.
Well, Bryant Woods ended up shooting on Acid that night, and then just recently at Carnage Cup 10.
Who won that? Who won Carnage Cup 10?
Carnage Cup 10 was me. I won that one.
Fixed. Go ahead.
I won it.
Fixed.
That's just the truth about it.
All right.
Dominant victory.
Hey, go ahead.
You were there cheering first in the front row.
I was
The only time you wasn't cheering is when Bryant was spitting blood everywhere. You went.
Yeah, I don't want.
You went running.
I don't want Brian blood on me, or any blood for that matter. No offense to your blood personally or anyone's blood. I just don't want it on me. Just a thing.
But I won.
You did win. You laid like on a firecracker board. They had the little pop things they throw. The
Yeah.
kids throw. Little pop things.
Those things
and
have,
and they had the liquid snake things that you light and they grow on it and stuff. Yeah. You did win. Congratulations. High five. Sorry.
I almost took out your whole. I almost took out your whole
John.
thing here.
Really proud of you. I really am proud of you today. All the bullshit I give you and you give me whatever, I was very, very, very proud of John Rare. Anybody that's got anything to say, and I probably said this on the other disc before, can just bend over and take a huge fucking fat one up the ass and just fucking eat a shit sandwich and live with the fact that this man joined a list of legends as a Carnage Cup champion.
Some people didn't like that.
I noticed
Some people didn't.
online, I noticed, but the people who count liked it, and that's the majority of the fans, and the majority of the people like Chewy Martinez, who I respect a lot, giving you big props. People like Lane and everybody giving you big props, Spider Boudreaux. The people that you really give a fuck about giving a fuck about it, they know what's up. They know what happened there. I was there. You fucking kicked you got your ass kicked all over that fucking place and thrown through all kind of shit. And you walked out of there with a champion belt with your hands held high. It don't matter what no motherfucker had to say about it. They can't take that away from you. You can't go back in time. Woo! Sorry.
Whew.
Go ahead.
Okay, but the second time that Acid got shot on was actually at Carnage Cup 10 when he came out to Freak Show's music. And Freak Show was obviously on the card. Freak Show was respectful about it. He came to him and told him about it, but some of the old school people like Corporal Robinson. Corporal was actually going to beat the living hell out of Acid for that.
Yeah.
And what you know, it is a common rule in wrestling. you got to know who's above you that's got the music. And he's actually used the music 2 times for Freak Show.
I'd have to say it's a little disrespectful.
So
Freak Show's been around a lot longer than Acid has, or maybe ever will be. So I mean, that's a little disrespectful.
if he keeps doing that, he won't be around too much longer.
That's right.
Still a good person, but you know.
I don't know, but if you say he is, he probably isn't.
Let's see. What about Christian Cross? His name gets brought up a lot.
I don't know. He's always been like a sweet guy to me, nice, but I hear so much stuff. I'm not around it. You got the info on Christian.
Well, a lot of people thought I shot on him at Carnage Cup 9.
Yeah.
And I did beat the hell out of him, but I didn't shoot on him. Everything that we did in that match was actually planned.
Right.
The only thing that went different than what he wanted is he wanted to go home a little early. That's it. I told him, I was like, it's too early in the match to go home.
If he wanted to go home early, he should have stayed at home to begin with.
But the good things, he finished. I beat the hell out of him. He may not have came back, but at least he beat John Rare in the first round. What kind of flavor is that, Frog?
That right there is a tasty little bit called Young Berries and Cream, one of our biggest sellers.
Whew, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
What about the best backyard moments in my backyard career?
I've heard a lot of stories. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of did know you some then, but I never got to see you. I know there was a whole cast of you guys who were like a family and a brotherhood that hung out in backyards around the area and did a lot of stuff. A lot of the guys who went through certain types of training that they think is the right kind, which is just their personal opinion, want to give y'all guys shit, call you yarders and stuff. I myself have many years of jiu-jitsu training on top of the fact that I'm just a damn sexy fat man. And when I climb in the ring, there ain't much happening except for fun. You know what I mean?
A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I remember one time when we had to do a piss test to find out who the father was of Thumbtack Mac, the brother of Thumbtack Jack.
The real Thumbtack Jack.
No, the fake one. That was me, the fake one.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to point that out.
Big James ended up
Being the
thinking...
father?
No, Big James thought it was a...
He was the baby.
No, Big James unfortunately thought it was a semen test, so he came out of the bathroom with a...
Mouth full, wide open.
Well, no, unfortunately, he came out with it in the glass, but Thumbtack Jack drunk it thinking that it was milk.
Real sweet?
No, it was milk.
Okay.
It was milk. It was really milk.
Because there is no telling what might be born from that semen.
And unfortunately, we might see here real soon. But
Talk about your time better, man. Tell the people, John, right now while they're watching right here on this wonderful DVD. Tell them why they should respect John Rare as a wrestler coming from backyard.
I got a good win-loss record, right? I've got 5 titles that I've never lost.
Right.
One of them, where's the red one? Kevin took the red one away from me. But you know, I've had that title for almost 1,000 days.
Wow.
It don't matter how many times I've defended it.
Oh.
I've defended it accurately.
Right. But that would be, I was going to ask because I know that's the question.
That's all that matters.
Am I right? That's
I
what
defend
you
them when I need to defend them.
Let me ask you this, okay? Just as a fan, sitting back, if you had a challenge from somebody, doesn't matter who it is and what kind of match it is, would you take that? If Fat Tremont, Spider Boudreaux, if fucking, I don't know, Brutus Barber Beefcake called you up and said, John Rare, I challenge you to whatever in the fucking stomach match. I want the title. Are you willing to put it on the line right then, or are you picking what you want to do?
Unfortunately, they got to earn their shot. A lot of people don't.
Brutus,
He hasn't
Tremont hadn't earned a shot?
Not for these titles, unfortunately.
Spider Boudreaux.
No, because he just got pinned by me at Carnage Cup 10, so unfortunately that kind of drops him to the bottom of the list, right?
Harley Race has not earned a title shot.
Not for these titles, no. I'm just stating facts.
The Repo Man has not earned.
Definitely not earned it.
Skinner has not earned.
Which one?
I don't know.
You talking about
with the tobacco and stuff.
No, he definitely hasn't. Blake in there doing a tattoo right now has a better shot than those guys at earning this title shot.
I ain't gonna lie, it makes me mad as fuck that Repo Man got shut down that quick with your thoughts.
Tremont, yeah, because Tremont's never...
Yes, thank you.
Tremont's never been able to beat me.
Well, he's never fought you.
Of course, he's never beat me.
I believe when a one-on-one match, and it's just me, is you versus Tremont, I put all my money on Tremont because he's a bulldozer.
And he's the CZW heavyweight champion right now too.
He's way to go again. Not to keep kissing his ass, but way to go, man.
Matt is a good person.
I just wondered, because there's a lot of people, these are questions that you may not ask, because there's a lot of people that give you shit, and those people that give you shit hate you because they ain't you. Right?
Yeah, and some of them are the ones wanting the titles too.
They want the title, so step up, my friend. Step up and take the title. That's what I say. I don't know what he says. Probably not that. That's what I say.
Well, they got to earn a shot, of course.
Yeah.
They haven't beaten. But, none of this would even be possible, probably, if it wasn't for my good old wife. You know her?
Yeah, I know her. I've met her before. Yeah. Talking about Lazy Jane?
Yeah. She kind of whooped you all around Birmingham.
I got a DVD to prove otherwise. Her and American Black kind of got handed their ass in a a garbage can match against me and my partner, Old Mustard. It ended with again, I hate to keep bringing it up, a thunderous chair shot to her vaginal bone area, and then a pin of the American Black with a bird to the face of everybody in the world.
Between me and you, because of that shot,
Right.
there was swelling down there, which made it unbelievably better than it ever has been. But we don't want to discuss that right now.
You need a little swelling to make it tighter, but that's between you two. And you down there, I don't know.
What do you mean me down here?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It's none of my fucking business. You brought it up.
Freaking big. Look at this damn thing.
I'm talking about.
Big ass
I'm
wallet.
talking about these belts, and you're talking about your wife's poo-poo getting swollen up by a chair shot, and it's really none of my business.
It was her cooter anyway, not her poo-poo. Poo-poo's the anal cavity.
You probably swole up both of them, because I knocked the fuck out of that bone. It sounded like a car hitting hitting a pole. And she might have farted too when I hit her. I think she farted. It might have rolled over sideways.
And now, Birmingham aside, we remembered. No, let's talk about Birmingham.
Okay.
The first two shows were hugely successful.
They did good.
We kind of had to put a damper on the second one because of the Alabama Athletic Commission.
Who has done nothing to help anybody.
No, they haven't given no money to anybody, truthfully.
Hadn't been there, hadn't done shit except for take money.
A lot of money.
And wear terrible suits. Look like Thurston Howell when I went up there and seen him. You know what I'm talking about, Sonny. That's his name, Sonny.
Sonny.
No ball.
All right, like I was saying, Frog, it's actually a little crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Birmingham. Do you remember how we came up with the idea about Birmingham hardcore wrestling?
Somewhat. I just knew that we both have a strong love for wrestling. I don't know your whole history. We're just buddies, man. And I know you from the backyard to what you're doing, and I started going to Carnage Cup and watching you and stuff, and fell in love with the hardcore angle of it. I've been going to myself to wrestling since, I don't even want to date myself, but I'll just say I saw Ric Flair wrestle Bullet Bob at the Boutwell Auditorium back in the days, and that's good enough for aging. And I've loved wrestling my whole life. I actually did my first match back in the early 2000s, and like I said, have a history of jiu-jitsu. Always wanted to be part of it. And then tell me how we just...
Well, I remember the first time I ever came into your shop was when you were actually at the old place, when I came in and brought a flyer for our Dry Riders show.
Okay.
BWA Dry Riders.
Right.
Which sucked, but I won my first heavyweight title up at Dry Riders.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's none of you.
And I remember you, after watching some of the stuff, I got you to bring some light bulbs and bust them over my head.
And Blake messed up the camera.
Yeah, he did.
I hit you in the head instead of the back.
It was an old bulb too, and it felt like a lead pipe.
Yeah.
In my head. Nice.
Not a very good idea, but
we just basically, I guess, just came up with an idea. Hey, we want to bring something to this area. We know the people. I know how to promote shows as far as putting on shows, getting venues, doing hundreds of musical shows in Birmingham over the last 10 years. You know how to promote wrestling, get people up here and get it. We came together with a friend of ours, Matthews, and Matthews Bar and Grill, great venue to do it in, like real, like suburban, not, what I'm saying, like downtown, industrial looking brick roads, all, down there, Morris Avenue by the old peanut thing. Just, I don't know, just had a real cool feel to it, you know what I mean?
yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. Awesome building. The two shows were good.
Yeah, we brought in people from out of state. We had big crowds. A lot of the punk rock crowd that come to see our punk shows, Justify These Scores. A lot of the wrestling fans that normally come to it, underground fans.
I think we need to re-release Birmingham on like a
One big thing.
one big disc.
I want to do another show, man. It's just finding a venue you can do it at that doesn't want to fuck you and make you pay for this and that and wants to allow you to try to build something instead of trying to rape you and take what they can from you.
Which is why the indie circuit in Alabama sucks.
Yeah, that combined with the governing body.
And other promoters. Lots of promoters around here want to steal your spots and say that you're in their territory when you're really not.
I'm not patting myself on the back, tooting my own horn, toot toot, but I noticed that after some of mine and Mustard's, especially comedy bits, I noticed that other places started trying to do some of the same type of things. But yeah, and I've seen it, but I'm not going to stay negative about it because it is what it is. If something's good, you're going to mimic it and you're going to steal it, and I believe that's a compliment to us that people are taking some of our ideas and making promos better because let's face it, a lot of people suck on the mic.
Yeah. I've never been good on the mic, period. That's kind of why you see 20 guys hanging around me while I hold up the championships.
I understand. Yeah, but we had another one planned right down the street in Leeds, and the city of Leeds stepped in, got greedy, and tried to charge us some kind of entertainment tax. I've never heard them charge nobody at the last
That
second.
they didn't have paperwork for.
We had all kind of good stuff going on. Myself, me and Mustard was going to fight against American Black and Talon and for our first tag team champion. They even had a little Tobias was coming in. He was going to be their manager. He was coming up. Tobias was talking about all kind of stuff, and he never got to see the ring or see the outside of the thing or anything.
A lot of dreams got shattered that day because of money.
Crushed dreams because of cash.
Cash.
But see, BHW is not dead.
Not yet.
We can do whatever the fuck we want to. We can come back next month if we want to. Look, Madison Square Garden. Whoa! If we want to, the Omni, the Dallas Sportatorium, wherever we want to wrestle.
What about the big one in Dallas?
The Dallas Sportatorium, wherever we want to wrestle. Bring the Von Erichs. Get them up out of the grave. I'll fight Kerry Von Erich. Tornado kick. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see,
Dusty Rhodes.
you're proud of BHW like I'm proud of my backyard heritage.
I understand.
Me and the boys up in Illinois, who was all up there? Me, Hedgepath, RJ, Adam, Bongo. There was a guy named Bongo.
Zip the Gorilla.
No, Chauncey.
Chauncey.
Everybody remembers Chauncey.
Chauncey. Charles Barkley's a mama. She passed away. Rest her soul.
Yeah, she did die.
She did. Rest her soul. We're proud of Charles Barkley from being around this area. Olympian. NBA all team forever.
My wife actually served him at the gas station, didn't even know who it was.
You talking about she served him, like danced him and told him he'd been served?
No, like she gave him the money and she was behind the register.
I thought she pulled out one of her patented Spinarooski dance moves where she spins on top of her head for like 5 minutes straight. And she's naked when she's done.
I know what you're talking about with that one.
That's you. Man. Again, the veteran things with y'all, I haven't found one person that cares.
I mean, there is people like William Johnson. He would care.
Yeah, talk about, I'm sorry, I got you off the Indies. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that, we were proud of where we came from.
Yeah.
Down here in Alabama, we had me, Talon, Blake Allison, Goose, Bullet, which is Andrew Adams. I don't know what he does now, unfortunately.
I believe he's behind bars.
My wife, my wife is actually what held me together from Illinois to down here.
And I hope he gets better and hope his life changes and he becomes the person he wants to be. Yeah.
We used to backyard wrestle in an apartment complex.
Really?
Just me and my wife and Adam Davis. Me and my wife, Adam Davis. That's it.
I bet y'all brung the crowds in.
That we actually had 0 crowds inside there. We had to keep it quiet so we didn't get kicked out.
Yeah, but your heart, that's what it's all about. You're growing, you're learning, and doing what you love. It ain't about how many people are in the seats at that point. Not or any point, but at some point you want people to watch your craft and what you've done. But at that point you're learning, you're doing stuff.
When I wrestled a freak show at UWA, there was only like 5 people in the crowd. That was a pro show.
Freak show's wife, your wife, her friend, Terry Burrell, and Squeaky McLean.
Yeah, that was about it.
Uh-huh.
More workers than fans that night, but hey, that's what got me into IWA Deep South, actually, was that match.
Is that Kevin's thing?
No, that was actually, oh yeah, Deep South is Kevin's.
Right.
UWA was Neil,
Cutter.
no, he couldn't stand. I was too rough with him anyway.
Neil Diamond. Cutter.
Yeah, I was
Go
too
ahead.
rough with him anyway. But, did you hear about that?
You talking about his head being on the cover even though he didn't win?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And you know, didn't he talk shit to you about me, Neil?
You know, I can't remember because I was...
Because of that chair shot I gave you at Carnage Cup 7.
No, not that. I ain't talking about that powder puff pussy shit you fucking laid on me and I acted like I fell down just for your benefit because it associates you with me, a real superstar. And what I'm trying to say is Carnage Cup 6, 8, what was that when Neil?
7.
7. And that was at the Armory or whatever up there. I was just more enthralled with the action. It's the first Carnage Cup I had ever seen. You know, I was proud of my friend, you know, who was up there doing all this, fighting with these guys twice his size, falling off coke machines, getting shit, now cutting people. Now the one, you know, you get credit for that, but the one that you get credit, really in my eyes, is the one who took the thing. Now I get it, don't get me wrong. I can stab somebody, but anyway, I get the whole thing. Some people hate that. Go ahead and hate it. Makes you feel better. We'll give you 1 second. Good, I'm glad you got to hate for a second. That's nothing you can do about it. But I was like just impressed by the dedication of the people there. Just like when you talk about backyard and people give you shit or whatever, I'm impressed that you guys stuck around and here you are now. Where some of them other guys are, I don't know. Some of them I know have gone on to even bigger things and stuff, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, Corey Hollis got up to ROH.
That's amazing. He's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah, he's actually on the November 14th show in Chelsea.
Right. I saw him wrestle at the last Carnage Cup, I believe, right?
Yeah, him
Up
and
in Tennessee.
Tank.
Right. Really good wrestler. With shiny shorts, everything you need to be a wrestler.
Southern Pride, that's what he was. Like
Okay.
Kevin, that's why Kevin booked him, Southern Pride.
Billy Graham. Live.
Let's leave Billy Graham out of this. Billy Graham don't
Kevin.
like me. Billy Graham don't like Kevin. So
I can see that.
we just
Yeah.
let's leave it alone. Billy is a mad Indian.
Hey, there's my mom right there, leaning over, trying
She's
to
leaning over trying to get on the
My son
camera.
Jerry, they're both here, big fans of John Rare. Mainly big friends of Frog and Old Mustard.
Oh,
You already said that once, son. It's okay.
he's a one-liner like you.
I've said many things.
Mini bad. Okay.
Good, bad. I support you. Okay, official line. I love John. He's my friend and I support him. I don't like everything he does, like sitting real close to me and stuff. Breathe, walk, stuff like that. But no, I support him. I'm proud of him, man. Whatever. Fuck you. We own BHW. What are you on, you bastards?
Some of them don't even own a car that hate on me. So
Yeah, that's true. Hey,
I own multiple cars
I have 3 Chryslers.
and a tattoo shop
That's right.
and a
Vape bank.
and a bar. Not a bar. A band. You own a lot, Frog.
Yeah, but you know, whatever. None of that means anything. What really means something, what people out there should be focusing on, I ain't trying to get off cheesy. Things that mean things is brotherhood. Backstage, when you got
Backstage.
what you guys got going on. That's what was cool to me when I go in the locker room. It wasn't so much of being tough, it was seeing these guys caring about their families, each other, and stuff. To me, that was awesome. It was like getting a peek inside something that I grew up as a kid loving. And going backstage and seeing all these guys, like even Mike Jackson, the first time I wrestled, he was butt naked, by the way, the first time I went backstage, telling me, explaining to me how to do a schoolboy roll-up on this guy. I won't get into it. He was naked with a very tan wiener. And I like Mike. A lot of people don't. That's your choice. All I have to go with is my personal experience with Mike. I know a lot of you don't like him, but Mike's always been nice to me. And he likes money.
And everybody likes money, unless you're just gonna go kill yourself or something. Then I guess you don't like money.
No, that's true. That's true. But I'm glad you let me be on this, man. I really am. Sheena, you gonna show your face one time?
Nah, it's best if she don't show her face.
I agree.
But
How about the cooter bone? Show her the Bruce Cooter bone.
the kids might be buying this. The cooter don't need to be on
Who's
the...
Sheena?
Who's Sheena? Who is
lazy-
Sheena?
lazy- Sleepy Jane. Sleepy Jane.
Shady Jane.
Shady Jane.
Sleazy Jane. I mean, there's a lot of names.
Yeah.
Now you can't forget the diva aspect of it either. It's not just a brotherhood.
That's true. That's true.
There are women wrestlers.
There are women wrestlers, and then there are rats who become wrestlers.
Yeah.
And
Emphasize on that a little bit. What's
Well,
the
man,
difference
you got
between
that
a
one.
female wrestler and a rat?
female wrestlers who's someone who actually gets trained without doing sexual pleasures to the promoter.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And there is, because
VHW.
there's a lot of them around now.
Right.
A rat is a female fan who's just trying to sleep with as many wrestlers as she can to probably get into the business.
Wow. I've never seen that. That's something y'all seen. I've been around backstage enough to see that. Everybody that I've met has been very kind to me. I've never met anybody backstage who was an asshole or anything. You've been around it way more than me, so that's the kind of stories you tell. I'm just proud to be part of it, even in a small way, because I respect the fuck out of what these guys do. Coming off the top of diesel trucks, fucking flying through shit, even just the fundamentals of traditional wrestling. Somebody can get up in the ring and entertain you for 30 to 45 minutes. Wrestling is very impressive to me. You probably don't know nothing about that, but I'm talking about real.
Well, you know, in junior high, I used to lay them down.
Really?
I only lost one match in junior high.
You fought two, right?
Probably about three. But
I love traditional wrestling. You, what do you think? Come on now, I'm serious. Like wrestling. Get
Real
in there.
wrestling.
Yeah, you like it?
Yes.
Technical wrestling.
Technical.